Hey guys, this is Dave with BTM Reviews. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you're doing fine this Thursday night. Yeah, last night I did not make it. Sorry about that. I was in St. Louis till like 4 o'clock, and then it's almost a 4 hour drive home. So I wasn't feeling it. But I got Jim here. So Jim, I get
Hey,
home.
what's up?
Not much, man. So last night I get home, right? And I get home around 7:45 or whatever. And I turn on YouTube. And there's this guy named Stimulated Cynic on this channel called Wizard of Wordplay. He's a panel there. And he's over there spreading propaganda, Jim. He's spreading propaganda to another channel about how good Wicked is. Can you believe it? This guy's
I was gonna go see Wicked, and then I saw all these interviews they're doing, and I'm like, no, I'll never let that be seen in my house.
Well,
not gonna do it.
According to Stimulated, if you take a chick, you're going to get lucky. The problem is he went with his mother and his aunt. So I don't know what to say. Yes, gay. How you doing, Kevin? Sweet Tooth, how are you? Elemental, good to see you. Cynic, how you, man?
I was a lot better.
I was not going to let you get away with that shit, dude.
I was doing pretty good up until about a minute ago, and then all of a sudden, Kevin, you're gay. I'm not going to put up with it tonight. You too, Sweet Tooth. You're gay, and you're from Alabama.
Yeah. I don't know what that meant, man. I don't know.
If you've got a date, right? Like if you've got a date, take a chick to see it because it's an enjoyable movie.
But can I just ask a question, Cynic?
Yeah.
What was his name?
Oh, Devin.
Cool.
I thought it was Pedro Pascal.
Oh, fuck that guy. I can't stand him. God, I can't stand his ass. No, you, Julio Scissors. I'm not gonna put up with it from the chat tonight.
Like you ever do.
Yeah, you're right. No, man. But my point was it's a movie that a dude can be entertained by and a chick's gonna absolutely love. So go see it. Quit being y'all quit being like all closeted and worried about your sexuality like a movie's gonna turn you gay. It's the dick that you suck that turns you gay, not the movie.
Okay.
I'm just telling you guys.
Keep convincing yourself.
Hey, look, I love Wizard of Oz stuff. I bought the Wizard of Oz omnibus a long time ago from Marvel, and I'm not a Marvel guy. And I've got all the Blu-rays and DVDs. I've got some memorabilia.
Hey. Wilberforce has a bone to pick with you, Jim.
What?
Wilberforce Booster has a bone to pick with you.
Okay, get to picking.
Yeah, dude.
Let it go. Let it go.
Stole my soggy name. I don't know what that means.
And neither do I.
My soggy name? What's a soggy name?
I have no clue. That's internet that I don't know.
Oh, Student of God. Oh, maybe that's what he's talking about. Student of God.
You started calling him Soggy?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess that's kind of funny.
I don't remember if I did. If I did, sorry.
Did you watch Milo on Alex Stein show?
No, because I boycotted Alex Stein ever since he became a fag little bitch that blocks people because he doesn't like getting told he's a liar and fraud.
Wait a minute, who did he block, Jim?
This guy named Jim.
You mean Forrest Gump of the internet?
Yeah.
Dude, what a piece of shit.
But
yeah, I caught some of it, man.
I do.
I see what Milo put out today, though?
Yeah, supposedly that Alex Stein started a bunch of rumors about Marjorie Taylor Greene, and
Yeah, that he had slept with her or some shit.
Yeah. And then deleted all the DMs.
Yeah, but he sent that to Baked Alaska. Who fucking knows, man? That dude's a
who knows what Baked Alaska? I don't know.
that dude
Right.
was he was what was that chink guy?
Fed.
Yeah, what was that? Yeah, what was that chink guy that he was backing and then he started backing Trump again?
Oh,
What
he
was
was
that?
Andrew Yang.
And
Yang.
yeah, he was Yang Gang, like a fucking creep. And then when Trump was surging and you know, chosen to win or whatever, he started backing Trump again. What a
8
fuck-
minutes in, and Jim's back's already hurting in that new chair.
No, it's good. I'm good.
All right.
I don't want to get too comfortable. So
Is that Jim, are you the type of guy that when you bought uncomfortable shoes back in the day, you would wear them anyway?
All right. So, well, Jim, he might be a paid shill. Milo.
oh,
calling
Hotep
out-
Jesus, another guy who blocked me.
You got blocked by Hotep?
Milo
Yeah.
calling out the Blaze
Oh.
and Hotep Jesus as a skinny and confirming Milo has major dirt.
Hotep is skinny also.
Yeah. Mordred Kane says, reading Lord of the Rings right now, Dave, it's really weird how the story is starting to sound like what's going on in the world right now. It's amazing how when you watch old Twilight Zone shit, the shit's still relevant today, Jim. It's still today.
That's what I said, Elemental. Like, how
How
the
did
fuck
I
you
get blocked by
Hotep?
Hotep Jesus? Well, this is what happened. Do you remember that whole bot sentinel thing that was going on when there was bot sentinel that was checking people for
Yeah.
bots? Well, there was this whole thing about it, and I'm like, yeah, bot sentinel says I'm a bot.
Said I was a bot too.
I'm like, it's bullshit. And he goes, well, obviously you're a bot. And he blocked me. So he's a fucking idiot. And he.
So wait, you're a
why
bot?
do people think he's smart? Yeah.
You're a bot, and Dave's an NPC.
I'm an NPC.
So
What the fuck am I even on this panel for?
Hotep
This is
Jesus
wild.
is some black supremacist grifter who tried to grift to the right.
Yeah, he tried to.
Oh, he's a black dude?
Yeah.
Black supremacist.
Hotep Jesus?
Yeah, I don't know him.
They
I'm
was
patient.
Kangs and shit.
Yeah, he's one of those
Yeah. They was
that's
Kang.
right guys.
Yeah.
That's right.
Think he's a fan of Dog Ninja?
I don't know.
You're right, Wilberforce. I'm a Wojak, but I'm a Murdoch Wojak. So
What's up, Goody Two Shoes? That sounds like some trolling shit, kind of funny. Yeah, so I don't, I mean, is Milo going on Alex's show so he can make him look stupid and then the next day just troll him on Twitter with
I don't think
other
he
stuff?
was. I think he was being genuine because he put out some text messages to Alex trying to give him advice on his show. Basically just telling him like you need to figure out how to get your show focused because it's just a bunch of nonsense. And if you can get it focused on something,
I don't know. Why does anyone take Milo seriously anyway?
Yeah, who cares about Milo's advice on a show?
well,
Yeah, what the fuck show does he have?
Milo has how do
What?
I explain it?
Yeah,
Somehow
every
he's
person.
become-
Here, I'm going to tell you, it's a little little secret. Every single fucking person that Milo has gotten close to has fucking imploded. And I think there's a pattern there.
Yeah, you think it's Milo?
Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it. But somehow Milo stayed, wealthy and relevant even through his cancellation. So
Is he?
I don't know.
Is he relevant?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean, he
think
was
so.
still putting out books. They were still hitting bestseller lists.
It's not hard to be a bestseller list, dude. It's
So-
really it sounds
Yeah,
like
everyone on the
everyone
internet
on the
is
internet's a
retarded.
retarded grifters.
Yeah, you're right. Julio's right. Most of them, about 98% of them are.
Well, there's a difference between grifting and people just making money with their channel, right?
Milo is a guy who just glommed onto people and then stepped over them to climb higher and higher until he basically imploded himself.
Yeah,
then
well, I
continues
mean,
to
isn't he
go
not
and-
gay anymore? Didn't he give
Yeah,
up
now
his
he's not
gayness?
gay and he's a Reformed Christian and all that. If you believe that, guy's taking
miles of dick.
miles.
Literal miles of BBC.
Yeah, it's weird how everyone's always stabbing Milo in the back, but it sure seems like Milo's always running around collecting dirt on people and then dumping it. So
Well, Milo enjoyed
I would never fucking talk to Milo ever.
Milo enjoyed getting stabbed in the back for a long time.
Yeah,
That was his pastime.
he would be like, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
Jim, you were not here the other night, were you? When Dan Blackroyd was having his fun with this channel.
No, he wasn't here. You should show him.
I'm going to. I'm well, sure he saw some of them because some of those were
What
in the
night was that?
ARA
I
room.
was here Monday. What did you stream besides Monday?
Yeah, we streamed Tuesday,
Tuesday.
Oh my God, you guys are insane!
and I streamed yesterday.
Wow,
I
I thought
asked
Dave
you.
streamed about some kind of painting, some kind of balls.
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
He did. Him and ID played with balls on the screen, and I came
Cool.
on and watched him
Well,
do it.
Well, yeah, of course you're going to show up if people are playing with balls. You can't be left
I
out.
paid him to do it. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Katie came on and watched too.
Yeah, she sure did.
Katie came on and washed balls.
No, she just watched and purchased.
Oh, I thought you said washed.
a few
You said
rounds.
washed.
you know,
I thought you said she
washed.
washed them.
I said
Washed them.
watched. Look, I have a southern tone, but not a southern draw. Watch it, Jim.
What'd you say?
I have a southern tone, but not a southern draw.
What'd you say?
What? Hey, what'd you say there, boy?
Oh boy.
You ain't from around there, are you?
Yeah, Jim. Here you go, buddy. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh, I did see that. Someone posted, but I was trying to figure out who everyone was. I think that's Shane. Is that Shane Davis on the all the
Yep.
way on the left?
That's
Shane, Ethan.
Ethan.
And I see Mike Partika.
Uh-huh.
Me and Dave.
No, that's ID. That's ID.
That sure looked like Mike Partika. I thought.
That's ID crisis. You know who
Who
that
is
guy is, though?
Who?
Low watermark.
It looks so weird.
Where?
He's
With
in
the
the
yellow
yellow hat.
That's Mark.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
The
Doesn't
Julio
look
one.
like him.
And there's
Julio
Julio.
is so disturbing.
Julio
The
with the
Julio
big
one
ears.
is really disturbing. It looks like the guy, that skinny guy that was used to be in all those comedy movies. That was like,
That's Julio after he takes.
you know what I'm
his
talking
liquor.
about? Like he's a real skinny dude. He was in like the one about road trip and all that stuff, and the different. He's like a really skinny, goofy looking dude with big ears.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. He
yeah.
He
He
was
was
in that one
everywhere.
movie where he hooked up
He
with
was in
that
a lot
big
of
fat,
stuff.
Yeah,
big fat black.
He was
chick.
like, yeah, he hooked up with a
Yeah.
big black chick. He was like everywhere in the '90s. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
he
happened
was
to
like
him.
he was like the nerd character for the '90s. Yeah. Who's a pig nose all the way to the left? That's Shane Davis, Chris. But Dan Blackroyd was just fucking firing these off, dude. It was crazy. Like
DJ Quells is his name.
Yep, DJ Qualls.
Jim, this is me looking at a picture of you as Black Santa. Let me open this in a new image. It's
You're
so-
FaceTiming. It's so great.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Damn it. Let's see.
No, you are Kevin.
What do you think? We're FaceTiming each other.
Oh, that's funny, man. That's good. That's funny.
And he did it during the stream, and he made it a Christmas ornament. That's what's like we were doing the Christmas ornament stream, dude. That stream was a lot of fun, man. ID was awesome. That guy can paint and do that pinstriping stuff. It was incredible. And we had like almost 100 people watching ID. It was crazy. Or I mean, Stimulated. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. I really enjoyed it. I
Mhm.
DM'd you afterwards, like, man, that was
It was
Some
just
nice-
fun.
it was a nice
no
stream.
nonsense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've
Just-
heard that about you, Cynic, that you always love fondling balls.
Well,
I mean,
that's
on
how-
occasion,
that's
when
how
there's
the
money
stream
involved.
started. That's how the stream started. A lot of ball fondling. The chat was giving us shit. I do want to check in on Cody because somebody in the chat told me that or said that support ride and die. So we've got Cody at 38,000 now. So
Well, he did sell out of those the limited ones to get the one of whatever the limited edition die-cast cars or whatever.
Did you go see it, Chris?
what the
Yeah, the first 45 minutes. Some people, I could. Yeah. I
oh
could say
the
I
very
bought it
the
before.
ultra combo very limited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
50 of them.
all those Milo types bought that.
Jim bought it. Son of a bitch.
I did not. I did not buy it.
How was it, Chris? Was it
But
good?
Salty's variant is still selling the most. So, either way, he's at 38,000. So he's made 8,000 in 2 weeks, Jim. He's going to have to do a lot of hustling to get to the next, because the next perk
As
is
a card.
a card by Salty, and then he's got to get to 60 for a surprise.
Oh,
card artist.
he'll probably close out. I would say this is going to probably close out at around 60 or 70.
Yeah, but he's got $100,000 or $200,000 goal, man.
Well, you know, Eric July had $10 million goals, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
don't
Eric
think he ever
July
got
on
his
his
van.
first book bought a fucking van.
Well, yeah. Well, what's he going to buy with the 200,000? He's going to buy a custom.
He's gonna
custom
get a
wrap.
custom wrap for Talladega.
Oh yeah, so he'll get himself a wrap if you get him the 200,000.
Yeah, it's going to be the
Yeah,
Turd
but
Cutter
but
one.
That's not how the stretch goals are supposed to work.
Well, that's the
Whatever.
same. That's the same shit. Like, I mean, he got 2 cars raced for 130 raised through Ethan, but now he needs 2,000 for 1 car. Okay. People ain't dumb, dude.
Well,
They're
he's going to actually pay for the hotel rooms this time instead of e-bagging. So,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
yeah.
Either way, he's at 38, so we'll see. We'll see if he makes it.
I wish him the best.
Yeah, I hope he makes $1 million.
Oh. Hey.
$1 million more.
A million more.
Right. Hope he can do 250 more naked snakes in a row.
I just want to see the I want to see the great novel that he put down to work on this. You know, the amazing novel that he said he was his masterpiece, his magnus opus.
It's going to be as good as the album he hasn't released yet.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting he's a music guy.
Oh,
That's
guitar.
fuck that. That's
piano.
nerd shit. Just play piano.
He plays both.
Nah.
That's what he says. He had the lead. Who's the guy that's on Tim Pool show now? The guitar player.
Oh, I forget his name. I know you're talking about that.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
But
the guy
he
that
was-
was all that remained. Phil.
Yeah,
Yeah, Phil from All
Levante.
That Remains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he,
thought it was a singer.
no, he wasn't the singer. He was just a guitarist. I think.
guitarist. He was on with. I watched the stream with him and Cody. And Cody was bragging about his fucking
Same here, Elemental.
love
I'll put
for
on my keyboard.
yeah, Phil. What's up,
For
Dalton?
Moose.
B? Been a while, man. Where you been?
I'm
Oh,
kicking
for-
myself.
Music?
He has a piano in his house. Never heard him play.
When I bought my house, the people I bought it from was going to leave the piano, and I'm kicking myself for not keeping it now.
What, a piano?
Yeah, I took piano lessons for 15 years.
Oh, you did? You took penis lessons?
Piano.
Pianist.
I said
Pianist.
piano. I didn't say I was a pianist. I just said I took piano lessons.
Oh, I thought you said you took penis lessons.
No,
Dude,
no.
I will say one thing: if you have a piano and it's a nice one, they do really look nice in the house. They
Yeah,
look-
where
yeah. If you got the
it-
space for it, like if you don't fucking.
I want
get
everyone
one.
to know.
here's the fucked
up
up
with-
part.
anyone was worried about it, that Renown Zero is back on Twitter.
We saw that, man.
back,
He's
boy.
already
He's
called.
still
back.
my beating heart.
He's trying to get people kicked off already, huh? Who was that who was trying to get kicked off, Jim?
Oh, that was shit.
I don't know. I just
It was a guy making fun of drums.
Honestly, I probably don't care about the person. But
It was a video game streamer guy. But
Remodeling your bathroom. Man. That shit.
Mordred Kane. He needs to get better with him. I mean, I don't mind a good gay joke, right? But Jim's better than that. I expect higher quality gay jokes out of him.
Well, he doesn't want me to get kicked off YouTube. So he's trying to keep him.
I have to be like, you know.
You think that's fun, Jim's?
I think
that's what it is.
I think Jim could probably get pretty fucking pretty raunchy if Jim wanted to get pretty raunchy. But what do I know? So
I don't know. Jim kind of feels like Santa Claus today, so let's see where we go.
Oh yeah, what's this? Yeah, but it's crazy to me how 36,000 people like this garbage tweet, and this clown hasn't been banned yet for his constant perceived threats. I don't know who the fuck he's talking about. Kate Bush's husband? Who's that?
I think that's just the person's name. Like,
oh,
you had one up me, didn't you, Cynic?
What's wrong?
Well, he looks like he went down a dirty chimney.
I mean, it's Christmas time. I've got like 10 of these loaded up, so I might as well use them. I try to use this one on Wizard.
there I am,
Stream.
Jim.
I tried to use this one on Wizard stream last night, and he refused to let me on.
He fucking lost it, dude. He's like, no.
He was like, he told me before the stream, he said, "You cannot use that one."
I hope I gave that chat the proper amount of shit along with you and Wizard.
You done a great job in the chat. It was enjoyable. Matter of fact, Wizard wanted me to tell you thank you for stopping by. He enjoyed it.
He's a nice kid, man.
Oh yeah.
He is just so worried about I think he doesn't want to get caught up in the trashy segment of the internet, right? So he tries to keep it super clean and keep you guys on track. It's so funny. It's so funny.
I gave him hell about that afterwards. He was like, "Well, I just want to have like some clean clips, you know?" And I said, "Well, if you want to clip it, just put something in the private chat, like, hey, let me get, so much of this article done so I can clip it." And then I was like, I'll gladly,
But dude, if you want to do that, make videos before or after. Don't depend on. You can't do a panel show and expect to like get something clean every time.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I was like, man, you're just gonna have to start doing some, you clip stuff out if you want to, but you're just gonna have to start doing some voiceovers and,
or make videos.
Yeah,
like,
just make some videos.
Yeah,
just put the article up, read it, do some yellow flash type shit. That's all you got to do.
Chris, his channel is Wizard of Wordplay. That's his action. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, boys. Before we get into our normal, hold on. Let me do this correctly. Before we get into our normally regularly scheduled program, there is something I think we should play just for posterity's sake.
Please.
That our former president, the one that everyone loves, he's the greatest president, they say, Barack Obama. He spoke today at a democracy conference, and he had some choice words for
what's a democracy conference?
I'm not exactly sure. Somewhere where they try to fuck with democracy, maybe. So
because democracy is gay.
So, and you can tell he's serious because he's got that look on his face. It's like the same look that he had before he said his grandmother was racist.
I mean, hold on before you play it. That's a monkey face, right?
Okay.
I'm just look at the ears and look at the mouth. Don't look at the eyes. Okay. Nobody wants to go with me on it. All right then.
All right. You guys ready? Here we go.
There are going to be times potentially when one side tries to stack the deck and lock in permanent compound.
Dave, have you got your TV on?
Actively suppressing votes.
Yeah, can you hear it?
Yeah, it's pretty loud.
Forces or using the
Well, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And in those circumstances, pluralism does not call for us to just stand back and say, well, I'm not sure. That's okay. In those circumstances, a line has been crossed, and we have to stand firm. There are going to be...
So he's basically calling for civil war.
Yeah. Yeah. He's pissed, ain't he?
Yeah.
Like, he's pissed about what happened.
He's basically calling for civil war. He said a line has been crossed.
So, don't get all wee-weed up, everybody.
So yeah, did everyone see Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, I saw that.
Always bet on black magic.
I can't stand hearing that guy talk, Jim.
That's all right. Basically, he called for civil war. He said that a line has been crossed, and that the Republicans are trying to stack the deck and lock in their power and stack in the courts, and so something they can't just sit back. They have to do something.
He was talking about you, Ruby King.
What? So in other words, they're just pissed off that the timing didn't go in their favor.
Well, no,
Yeah.
They wanted to lock in one.
That's what I'm
power.
saying.
Like,
They're
they
pissed
wanted
off
like
about
their
the timing.
one party control like they have over California and Illinois and New York. They wanted that over the country, and since it didn't happen, they want civil war. So you got the people like the state senator in New York calling for New York to secede and become part of Canada. And
Go. Fucking go, New York. Like, who cares? You know who cares? The people that live in New York. Because there's a bunch of Republicans in New York, Jim. A bunch. Didn't we see the vote like really get swayed this year?
Yeah, it got close. New York.
A lot of New York City boroughs.
New York was single digits. New Jersey was within like 3 or 4 points.
Yeah. And
close.
Outside of the city, it's all rural shit, just like anywhere else in America, guys.
Yeah, and it's
Bunch
weird
of
too. Like
Republican farmers.
California, like Trump got over 40% of the vote in California. He got like 42 or 43% of the vote in California, like the highest the Republicans got since '88 in California.
They don't talk about that though, do
they? Somehow Republicans ended up losing seats after they counted ballots for 3 weeks after the election.
Well, it's weird too.
Weird.
Like Kerry Lake couldn't win fucking Arizona after Trump fucking
won it by 6 points. Yeah, it's weird. Like, how did they do this? Weird. Just odd,
Obama is a monkey without a banana, Dave. I can't stand the dude. I never like when people told me he's a good speaker, I said, to who? Like I don't think he's a good speaker at all.
Young dummies. He fooled me in 2008.
He never fooled. Well, okay. What ain't right? Not liking Obama? No, he's a piece of shit.
See, he fooled me. I thought he was just a socialist, and I found out later that he was truly a Marxist.
What's going to get clipped that I don't like Obama? Oh my God, newsflash. Obama's a piece of shit. I mean, look at your health care, people. You can thank Obama for that. You can thank him for no competition. All he had to do was say, open up fucking insurance across state lines, Jim. That's all he had to do. Prices would have dropped.
Here's the problem with that, Chris. He says because most Trumpers aren't voting down ballot. That's not how those seats flipped. They were people who didn't vote in the presidential race, but voted in these one races. Just in Wisconsin and in fucking Michigan and in Arizona, there was votes that were only in the Senate. That's it. Just Senate votes, nothing else that turned those races. California, just these House races. Those ballots that came in, just the House races. Well, why would it be just the House race?
Hey,
that
you know
make
what,
sense.
Andrew for 5 says, Dave, is it true that Illinois wants to vote whether to secede from Chicago and become New Illinois? You know what, man? There's probably 10 people talking about it. I don't know. I mean,
but there's only like 30 people in your state, right?
No, dude. There's a lot of people in Illinois. There's a lot of people that
There's a
live
fuck
here.
ton of them in
No, there is.
Chicago.
And in actuality, if
Not
the
in
people
Chicago
the rest
only,
of the,
dude.
Yeah, but if the people in the
Got
rest
him
of the in
twice.
every other county except Cook County
Yeah.
said, "Fuck you, Cook County. We're going to vote the opposite of you," they would overroll. They would roll them over.
Right.
It's just
The
they don't.
They
You got
don't.
idiots everywhere in Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand your state, man.
Oh,
It
they
feels
may
like
be
it would
reading
be.
the monkey comment. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, well. Hey, I didn't say it. The chat wrote it.
Yeah, that's right. It's the chat's fault. Blame the chat.
Yeah. He was our first 3-term president since FDR. Good point, Too White. Barack drone Obama anonymity T2. Yeah, dude. Like that dude used drones like people eat chiclets, man. Holy shit. Intro song should be Zippity Doo Dah.
And see, a lot of people don't. All these people who think he was some kind of, they don't realize his mother was in the CIA.
For
His
sure.
stepfather was one of the founders of Halliburton.
His
Yeah.
father's an African citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His grandmother said he was born in Kenya, so why don't we take her word for it? She
His
should
brother
know.
said he was born in Kenya, and his brother, I follow him on Twitter. He fucking talks shit about him all the time. Calls him out
Because he
online.
married a man called Michael. I'm sorry, he married a woman named Michelle that they
I
don't
love
like.
those memes. It shows them laying in the bed, and it's like, I bet he's thinking about this dude or whatever, and then he's like, I bet he's thinking about it. It's so great.
I mean, technically, honestly, it wouldn't have mattered anyway if he was born in Kenya.
By the way, Andrew,
Because
thank
his
you for the
mother was a
$5.
citizen, so he was a
Very nice of
citizen.
you, buddy. But again, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if Illinois is trying to secede from Chicago.
Do it.
I mean, it'd
Do
be
it.
fine.
If Illinois was smart, they would just get some shovels and pickaxes and try to chop Cook County and push it into Lake Michigan.
Yeah, or just fucking stop going to
Yes.
Chicago. Stop going there, guys. There's no reason to go to Chicago if you don't live in Chicago. It's not a tourist attraction anymore. It's a fucking
Welcome to
hellhole.
Cook County.
Welcome to high taxes for everything county. Everything in Cook County taxes are ridiculous, Jim.
I bet
And,
you I could, Ruby. Smart mouth.
Who are you going to roofie?
No, I said Ruby said he bet I couldn't finish the platter that he posted in the DM group, some like crab platter, and I said I bet you I could.
Crab.
could.
Crab's not filling. You know why you stop eating crab? Because you're tired of fucking cracking the legs.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
You
fucking
get-
annoying.
That's why I
Yeah.
don't eat fucking crawdads. Like everybody down
I
here
love
loves fucking
crawdads, dude. But after
man.
about a pound of that shit, you're like, all right,
Jesus
I've cracked
Christ,
enough
man.
fucking shells here, people.
Give them to me pre-pilled, and I'll go to town.
I don't know. The Supreme Court, if someone tried to Wilberforce, if someone tried to run like Cenk Uygur or something tried to run and it got to the Supreme Court, they would say, no, you're not a natural born citizen. If it was an obvious thing. And they handled cases when they brought up stuff about McCain, because McCain was born in Panama on a military base, but your parents being
Yeah,
citizens
but they did that
makes you a
because
citizen.
they did that because he's a Republican,
Right.
right?
But they
They did take it up, yeah. You think the splitting of California will actually succeed in the next 4 years? I kind of think that California and even that Washington State thing out in the eastern part of the state of Washington, where they do not want to be part of that state anymore, I think they could maybe over the next 4
Yeah.
years get enough people to
Yeah,
make
because they're
something
completely
happen.
separated by that mountain range.
I'm not
out there,
100% sure, but I think formations of new states and stuff, I think that has to be approved by like not
so.
only
It's-
well,
No,
not,
it
yeah, not,
has to be like a Continental Congress thing. The states
yeah,
have
it's
to
not
approve
just
it too.
it's not it's not just the Congress has to approve it. States have to ratify it too, a certain number of states.
Ruby's giving us shit about calling them crawdads. Ruby, only coon asses call them crawfish. Are you a coon ass?
He's asking
used
the
to-
question though.
We used
It's
to call them crayfish.
crayfish,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I've heard him be called crayfish before. I've always called
Yeah.
them crawdads.
Or freshwater fucking lobsters, right? Like it's
Oh yeah, creek lobsters.
yeah.
So anyway, you guys want to do our solar watch report?
Well, that hey, crazy cat California is definitely split across the mountain range. If you're on the west side of the mountain range, you're voting one way. If you're on the east side of the mountain range where it's all desert and shit, you're voting another way. Mud bugs are bad. Yeah, that's true.
There's a Mud Bugs restaurant down here. Solar flare.
Solar flare time.
Let's do it.
Good morning, folks. Today we've got news from space, paleoclimate of the oceans, and paleoclimate of disasters. We also have significant things to watch for in space weather, so we'll begin, as always, with the last 24 hours on our star. It was another quiet day.
Okay,
Had a couple mild M-class solar flares, but nothing significant. The only eruptive activity came this morning off the departing limb to the right. We're going to discuss the sunspots and the coronal hole situation.
I love the
Starting
coronal
here,
hole.
where you can see that the
Where did Dave
sunspots
go?
are spread. They are not
He had a
enormous.
coronal hole
The only place
situation.
where magnetic
Man.
mixing and large flaring could occur is in the
Magnetic
multi-umbral group
mixing.
incoming from the left. Definitely some development in the caboose.
coming in the
We'll
left,
be watching
in
that
the
closely
coronal
here
hole.
today.
Welcome back,
Cool.
Dave.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
the large dark patches, coronal holes, straddling the solar equator. Their enhanced solar wind is expected to arrive at Earth within the next 2 to 3 days and could spark minor geomagnetic unrest or even low-level storm activity. We'll be watching that as well. Folks, the top 4 quakes of the last day all struck the Middle East. We're always watching for larger
gonna kill you,
seismicity and
Julio.
things like foreshock signatures. Eyes on this area over the next couple of days to see how the sequence.
There was a big earthquake today too, off the coast of like right off the San Francisco area, a little bit north of San Francisco, off the coast.
Yeah,
but it doesn't seem like it caused any damage. And they said there was going to be a tsunami, but generally speaking, with a 7.0 like that far out, you're not going to get a tsunami. It needs to be like an 8 or an 8.5, and then you would get a tsunami.
Exactly. I love shellfish, Jinwang for 2 Australian.
That's not kosher, dude. It's not kosher.
I'm not a fucking banker, so I don't care.
Julio. Crazy
No.
cat.
I almost said the other word too.
I know. I heard you.
Uh,
I'm not a fucking G.
so if you eat kosher, you won't get all this crap in your food that they're putting in. It's a good way to avoid all that stuff.
Everything I eat seems
do
that
not
way.
give Blackroyd fucking ammunition, crazy cat. You son of a bitch. You see that shit, Jim?
Yeah, I do.
You see this shit he wants to get started?
I need that in my life, though.
Yeah, basically, like it's like it would be the opposite. It would be like the inverse of Forrest Gump with the "I'm sorry for ruining your Black Panther party." I'm sorry for burning your cross burning.
I'm sorry for ruining your cross burning.
See, crazy cat's got a bunch of fucking fans laughing, spitting out beer. I'll take a bow. You should take a bow, crazy. That was a good one.
Plays out.
Son of a
Up next, we're
bitch.
going out to space, where the somewhat nondescript image of the deep field was able to inform astronomers that gravity has less to do with galactic evolution and star formation than they believed. They're trying to favor alternative means of gas clustering to explain the trends, but honestly, most important thing here is that anytime astronomers discount gravity at this scale, it's a good thing.
Katie did that. Did
cosmologically.
she leave already?
Up next, looks like
think
the
so.
Great Barrier
Probably.
Reef would have been unable to exist without a rapid and significant surge in ocean temperatures hundreds of thousands of years ago. This is pretty much the opposite message the climate community likes to send, where a tiny change in temperature is terrifying and
Oh, there she
jeopardizes
is.
everything. Almost certainly not.
You want to hang
the
out,
case.
Katie?
Last but not least, outstanding article here about 2 huge asteroid impacts about 35 million years ago. Interestingly, they did not find any significant lasting climate impacts, which they also said was the case for Chicxulub, where the main climate impact occurred in just the first 25 years. Interestingly, not only did they fail to find the climate impact, they found these impacts happened about 25,000 years apart, which is pretty close to the 24,000-year double cycle of impactors we've previously identified. It's just that those impactors have a slightly different origin point. We've got major events coming at the ranch the next 3 months. UFO Day is 9
Major.
days away. Mini conferences coming the next 2 months. Check your calendar, pick a time. Come see us.
3 a.m. Are you going to be there?
We greatly appreciate your support. We'll do this all again tomorrow, right here. But right now, it's 5:30 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open. No fear. Be safe, everyone.
Dude, I think he does that for every stream, Jim.
You think it's different for every stream?
Yeah, but you know why? Because his voice never changes. Like it matches the whole stream. Like if he's not,
Mm.
it's always like if he's sick, it's sick. You know, whatever it is. Because tonight he sounded a little off compared to other nights in the beginning.
The timing seemed like it wasn't as long, so who knows?
Yeah.
So
Good night, Too White.
anyway,
Katie has mites. See that?
well,
My
get
mite.
rid of those. They bite.
Yeah, you don't need mites. You'll
Don't
end up getting bed bugs.
You don't want mites.
You don't want them.
Don't
They
want
might bite you.
Oh, that was a good one. That's gonna be
I
stuck in my
was
head, Jim.
walking in the wild don't say Mozebo.
Well, it's about time you get the fucking Wicked songs out of your head, Cynic. I'm sure you've been walking around the last 4 days just with those songs in your head.
Dave, go listen to Defying Gravity and tell me it's not a jam. Just give it one
Never
listen
gonna
and tell me
happen.
it's not a good song. Just listen to it. Listen to it off the new soundtrack, not the play, and then tell me it's not a good song. It's a great song. Ruby went and saw Wicked today. Now, didn't you, Ruby? What'd you think of it?
Oh. Okay, so the
There he is.
guy you are merciless on, every time you open your mouth about him, you want to
Yeah.
know what his thoughts are to be your backup.
Yeah, which means he'll be honest.
What's up, Snorum? How are you, buddy?
I'm waiting for Frog Tony's review on it, and then I'll know if I should.
He already no. He already did a review on it Monday or something, and it
Did
was
he?
oh, dude, he has no fucking clue about Frank L. Baum and the Oz series. It was sad.
Oh, so it was a bad review?
Yeah,
He gave it a bad review?
yeah, and he didn't even watch it. It was just
You know-
the same thing that you guys are saying. Oh, it's a chick flick, man. And
Oh, dude,
yeah.
we're not even giving the movie shit. We're giving you shit for seeing.
Nah,
it.
man, you're giving me
Yeah.
shit because
Yeah,
I
it's not the
thought
movie.
you're giving. Yeah, I get it. That's
So
what it is.
Wilberforce says 7 out of 10 would not see again. But at
Well,
least
then
you
it's not a
saw it.
7 out of 10.
Well, it is.
It can't
for
be. If
him.
you wouldn't see it again, it
because
could be a 7.
this is what Gary said. It was a good movie, but it wasn't for me. I can you can appreciate a movie, but you don't need
Okay.
to actually see it again, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'll give that
I'm
a
gonna
7
go
out of
see it a
10,
third time.
but I'll never see it again, right?
I'm gonna go see it a third time just to double down on my position. That and I kind of
Ruby
want.
King gives it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen same here. Like I've seen a lot of good movies I don't care to see again. I don't care. Not seeing it is 7 out of 10. Yeah, but I've seen a lot of good movies I don't need to see again. I don't need.
And I'm
I
not.
don't
Yeah,
need-
the way I score my movies is anything above a 5. Usually, I would see again. So
A 5?
yeah, 5's just an average movie for me. It's like, oh, that was all right. Like if
So
I
you'd
saw it
waste
on
your-
TV.
You'd waste your time to watch it again.
Oh, anything
average?
above a 5. Anything above a 5, I would probably watch again. Anything like 7 or above, depending on depending on who I would be going with, I would go see it again. Right?
Well, Elemental says since I can't attend a movie theater, I don't know why. You're just getting a third. Are you outlawed, Elemental? You're just going a third time for me, Cynic. Ruby says it's too long in the beginning and
Yeah,
kind
the
of a drag
beginning
in
part.
the beginning.
Yeah, the beginning part could be a little draggy, but it does give you some good exposition about what's going on. It introduces you, to what's going on. So that was the only part that really wasn't
Good
in the
night,
play
Dalton.
was some of the beginning stuff.
Am I gonna watch? Am I gonna watch Critical Drinkers movie again?
No, I
Never.
gave it a 3.
I
Why
gave
would
it a
I-
1.5.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it again because it's below a 5. A
Uh,
5 for me is like if it's on TV and I can't find nothing else, I'll leave it on as background noise.
Yeah. Well,
That's a 5 for me.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? Like, but at the moment I open the TV guide and it says something else is on, I'm flipping the channel.
Jim, I wish you would watch that show Landman on Paramount with Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, I told you, Chris. There's no drag queens in the movie.
What do you mean, no?
No, I won't.
Why not? You don't have Paramount Plus? Or you just don't care?
No, because isn't that the one with the guy talking to his daughter about having sex and shit?
It's a dad talking to his daughter about not having sex with her boyfriend.
No, they were talking about having sex. He was asking her questions. Then they were talking about, yeah, I saw clips. I'm good.
It's Billy Bob Thornton, man. It's a good show. Like,
Fuck him.
You don't like Billy Bob?
He's a leftist fucktard.
They're all leftist fucktards, though.
I know. So
you're eventually gonna have to separate the art from the artist, or you're just not gonna.
No, I will. I'll separate it with a fucking crowbar and a blowtorch.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Everybody on Justified's a right-wing leaning guy.
Art is.
Art.
Good enough for me.
Critical Drink 4 out of 10 would move the Subaru again.
It was a Dodge Durango. All right, get the
Jasker's
casting
not
right.
here, Julio, with his fucking Subaru love.
He was fucking trying to talk Ruby into buying a Subaru. Bro, get the fuck out of here. What are you gonna buy? You
first of all, Ruby's a proud black man. Black men do not drive fucking Subarus.
They drive Dodges, like respectable black men, and Grand Marquis.
They don't drive fucking peace hippie cars like Subarus.
Yeah, no.
I'll watch Bad Santa over again. Yes, because it's the perfect of, like, I can walk away for 2 minutes and come back and still have a good time when I'm watching it. I love Bad Santa.
I think I saw that movie like 4 times in the theaters.
Really?
Every time a friend group was going, I was like, hell yeah, I'll go with you. I think I saw it 4 times. Yeah, no,
that's true, Ruth. It depends on the actor. Some are so mouthy. Is Billy Bob that mouthy about his politics, Jim?
Yeah.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard. That makes me sad because he's from Arkansas.
Yep, got you another one. Boogie 2988. Billy Bob Thornton.
Boogie 2998. Oh,
2988.
shut the fuck. He's not from Arkansas.
He lives in. Yes, he is. He's from Arkansas. He's born and raised from Arkansas.
Ugh. I did watch Dr. Till last night for a while.
I love that show. They keep inviting me on. I've just never gone on.
He's a nice kid. He's from Arkansas too. He's down in so is Rags.
Oh yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
And then what's his name? Damn it, what's the guy's name? The Killstream guy. Why am I blanking on his name?
Jim knows all the
Ethan Ralph.
Guy.
Ethan Ralph. Yeah.
He's from Arkansas.
Yeah. Yep.
Really?
Yep. How do you feel about your celebs? I've just got to put up with Cody and what's his name from Geeks and Gamers.
We do have a president that was elected from that state, so that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Alabama. I don't think Alabama's ever had a president.
No, you've had a fucking racist governor for 40 years. He couldn't win anymore, so his wife took over. Then he ran again.
Jealous? You sound jealous.
Because he actually ended up being good for race relations, but by the time it was over, like,
yeah, he was a sellout.
Yeah, not a
fucking sellout.
Holy hell!
What?
Student of God, it ain't me. It's my panel. Did you hear Ocean's 11 blaming Obama for having to write up an op-ed asking Biden to drop out?
Wait, what? Did you have a stroke, Chris? Ocean's?
No. Clooney is pissed at Obama. He's going off because Obama took off and ran and hid after everything fell to shit. And he's the one who called Clooney and asked Clooney to write the op-ed to push Biden out.
Right. He didn't know Clooney's name. Actors in Ocean. He asked multiple actors in that movie to do an op-ed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that Clooney was pissed, but doesn't he live in Italy or something now? Isn't he
I
gone?
think he does. Yeah, yeah. I think he does. I'd move to Italy. There's a lot
Didn't
of hot women over there.
that Ellen DeGenerate get out of our country finally?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to lesbian news.
Yeah, I just wish they would all just follow. It didn't. Has
He-
Bruce Springsteen left yet? Is he gone?
Fuck no.
Are you guys gonna watch that Bob Dylan movie?
No.
Jim,
I
are
was-
No.
you interested in that at all? I'm not, dude. I don't.
I
give a
was.
fuck
I've
about
never
Bob
like
Dylan.
Bob Dylan's another one of those guys that I don't understand why he's famous.
Dude, my dad was old enough to appreciate Bob Dylan, and he can't stand him. He's like, "Fuck that guy!"
Yeah.
No, I'm not listening to Bob Dylan. I'm gonna listen to Motown before I listen to Bob Dylan. Generous as a lesbian? Well, now I've seen everything.
Oh God. I remember when she came out on that show when I was a kid.
I
was
don't
like
remember
big
talking
news.
about Ellen's house flooding here. Ellen's house flooded? Did she live in Florida or something? Was she part of the
No,
hurricanes?
they said she lived in London and her house flooded over there. That's what somebody said. I don't remember talking about it. I would have laughed my ass off.
Ruth says she moved to England and her house flooded there. Good. Karma, bitch.
That's what you get.
Yeah. You don't like our democratic republic? Then get the fuck out of here. No, her house in Britain got flooded. Good.
Flooded with blood. Okay, Chris.
Oh, jeez. All right, Jim. So what's our topic tonight?
Tonight, our topic is the Earth disaster cycle. Earth disaster cycle.
Yeah. Okay.
Which, for the uninitiated, is the theory, which I think is pretty well documented if you just look around the world at the way shit is and how stuff's been destroyed.
Even based on core samples that we've taken over
core
time,
samples
right?
and stuff. That every so often civilizations reset. It's basically the Graham Hancock, Randall Carlson, other scientists and stuff say that
Australia.
Australia is one example. Sure, they got they had a disaster and Dan Blackroyd came crawling out of the mud.
And Andrew Campbell was right up his ass watching. Yeah.
Well, I would say Andrew Campbell came, and then the evolution of Australians gave us Dan Blackroyd. That's my theory, but I don't know yet.
How would you know? You haven't got the book yet, Andrew Campbell. You can't afford the shipping to Australia for that garbage.
Yeah, crikey, mate. How you feel about that?
So we're basically going to go through some videos where people talk about the 12,000 year cycle of basically recycling the planet, right, Jim? Like the Earth knows how to reset itself.
Earth
does reset itself.
Thank you, Jim, for respecting my culture.
Like the Yahtzees tried to do it before Mother Nature could and killed about 11 million people.
Lightweights.
Yeah, I mean, that was like
thanks, Andrew.
That was like chump change.
You're a sweetheart, Andrew. I appreciate it.
That's so 20. It's not 2012, crazy cat. It's actually 2012. Who made that? Who made that movie? Was that the
Jamie, pull that up.
No, it was that dude that people hate him, the director. Oh shit. But Cusack was in that, right?
Yeah, John Cusack was in it. It was directed by Roland Emmerich.
Emmerich, yes. Yeah, like he gets a lot of shit for his movies, but
it was a pretty good movie. I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it.
Dude, it's entertainment, right? You walk in, you say, there's my 2 hours. I had a good time. See you later.
Yeah, it was good shit. I always
I'm
referring to that fake
the Mayans,
yeah,
not
that
stupid
Mayan
movie.
calendar shit.
The Mayan calendar is accurate as fuck.
Up until it gets to the end of it, and they just quit counting because they were lazy.
Or maybe there's nothing else to count.
Okay, this is very interesting.
Uh-oh.
This is a congresswoman. Read what this says.
The trannies came. They saw. They did not conquer during their protest. Hashtag
Whoa.
Whoa,
the line.
like that's what I would say, but I'm not a congressperson.
Where did this happen?
That's
Where's-
someone that's been like going hard on trannies since the election. She's pretty fucking easy on the
Where-
eyes too, man.
Where's she
I,
from?
w- I would.
South
Oh.
Carolina, I think.
South Carolina, I think. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, she's pretty fucking hot too. I
Jim,
followed
you
her.
already did. Mexico's gonna save us all. She oh, is that her with the live video down there?
No, that's
Katie's got a
someone
clip
else.
for you to play, Dave,
Who?
in the chat. Katie put a clip in the chat.
Uh-oh.
Asked for you to play it.
Uh-oh.
And I say, Katie, you're not the boss of Dave.
All right, Katie. Here we go.
Mommy, is that a man or a woman? It's a Democrat, honey.
I love stupid boomer humor.
Boomer humor.
Why is that stupid?
Dude, that's great. We can have something. We gotta. You know what? That's a good
good
topic
segment?
for a show. Boomer or topic for a show like our segment. Boomer humor.
Yeah, boomer humor's great, man.
Well, I want to start doing more what the fuck Wednesday stuff, because that'll be fun too.
What are you doing this Friday the 13th?
Ooh.
Why not spend it on Katie Did's channel for the Blood and the Sword 2 launch party?
This is great. I remember you said.
The first 100 physical backers get a free trading card.
I get him first.
There will be killer deals to die for.
To die.
Be there and support Blood and the Sword 2. Mango approves.
Damn right. Yeah,
I'll
that's
be
next
there.
Friday. Next Friday.
I'll be ordering my Blood in the Sword.
Yeah, I have a mango t-shirt already. I bought the first book.
I enjoy eating mangoes. So, how you like that?
And you like Wicked, so I'm really starting to
Everything's got to go back to
Alabama-ness.
this. Everything has got to go back to. You know what? I'm never telling y'all about a good movie again.
Yeah, I would like to go on with that stream. I like Richard. He's a nice guy. So, oh no, is this another cruise fucking video, Jim?
Yeah, that's what it looks
Oh,
like.
I didn't know I was. Shit, I didn't know I was still sharing this.
I did.
You're to be glad he wasn't scrolling through and caught some other people he follows.
Just pick a non-gay movie next time. Exactly, Sweet Tooth.
It's not a gay movie. It's a fantastic movie. Go watch it. Sweet Tooth, if you don't give it at least a 7 out of 10 in your heart of hearts, I'll Venmo your money back to you.
All right, Jim, are we ready?
We're ready.
Let's do this.
Let's go.
There is a lot of discussion online about disaster. I don't stand with the mainstream view of randomly distributed upheavals on this planet throughout time. I also do not stand with these people who are calling out doom and gloom every single week,
Fantastic.
who get scared every time they hear some
Yeah,
Russian
right.
scientist said something or that a CME might be coming our way. But make no mistake, there is something coming, and there is no technology that can stop it. Again, it is a middle-of-the-road event in terms of extinction. It's not doomsday. The 27 million year extinction cycle, that's doomsday. The sun turning into a red giant, that's doomsday. The reality is a significant biosphere stress event accompanies a 12,000 year cycle. Humans survive them every time, and we simply should not ignore what's coming or we'll take a larger hit than we need to as a species.
But not a lot of
Here's the
humans,
issue.
Jim.
And we'll start with the cold epochs of Earth. These
Some.
are much shorter in time scale
Some
than the
humans.
100,000 year ice age cycle, and I've labeled some certain ones because while every coring has seemingly random jagged up and downs, there are some that are well documented to exist throughout the time scale and almost all of the locations surveyed. The Heinrich events are spread across time, and these dates should be familiar to veteran observers. 12,000 years ago. H1 indeed needs better citation, as it's really closer to 18,000 years ago in the more
Yeah, it's
recent
being
literature.
played fast.
Yeah, I
24,000
speeded it
years
up
ago. Up
because
next,
I thought it would be
H3
better,
might
but
be
I can
unfamiliar
slow
at
it
the
down.
moment, but H4 is not in
No,
the
it's
late
fine.
30,000 years
Fine.
ago range. Neither is H5 in the 45,000 years ago range, or H6 about 60,000 years ago. Let's take a look at this another way. We're going to plot the years ago in yellow and pink at the bottom, and we'll explain that momentarily. This chart only covers 8,000 to 50,000 years ago, so H6 is not on here. But the gray vertical bars are the recognized Heinrich events we just saw, and the variation over the multi-location data curve shows how much muddying there is in these waters. But I've labeled some things on here. Yellow are the magnetic excursions of Earth, about every 12,000 years, and pink are the half cycles, which match the 12,000 and 6,000 year eruption cycles of the sun, respectively. 12,000 years ago, it was the Younger Dryas cold event, immediately following the Gothenburg magnetic excursion. 18,000 years ago, it was the half cycle
saw this,
Huon-Apolli
Jim.
minor excursion event, and coinciding
We
Heinrich
saw
event.
this video.
24,000 years ago was the Lake Mungo magnetic
did?
excursion, matching another Heinrich event.
The first,
And
yeah,
the
we've
next
seen
half
this-
cycle
we've seen
is
this
not
first
named,
one.
but
Yeah.
it was clearly bad, likely due to vol, especially in the black and above it. It really only shows up in the black line, and it's not much worse than the previous 1,000 years ago, leading directly in. A, B, C, and D are now on there, and those are the magnetic excursions. The blue line on here is the other one I promised, and you'd see that matches the Mono Lake excursion event that we were angling for a moment ago. Now, when we add A1, B1, and so on for the half cycle events, this is really starting to match up. And one can try to take this cycle back all the way to the Blake excursion and past, but it gets very difficult. It is helpful to look only back to the Toba event 72,000 years ago, because the approximately 12,000 year excursion cycle has held up pretty well since then. We recently shared this chart on suspiciousobservers.org, and knowing that these magnetic excursions come with major cold events, if not officially recognized Heinrich events.
You see this where it says Toba 72,000 years ago, largest human bottleneck? They're saying only 5,000 humans survived.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
reading that.
How could they know that?
They don't have no clue, dude. Like there was no census taken back 72,000 years ago. What the fuck are we
I
talking
mean,
about?
were those all people in one place, or was that like people scattered all over the place? I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, I guess if they, all right, so maybe they could do the population of now based off birth rates and then reverse the math. That's the only thing. And then you would come up with a rough estimate.
And then it took what 60,000 years for those people to get smart enough to build a pyramid, right? Like, okay. So,
Oh, God.
Wizard, how you doing, buddy?
I'll be right back, fellas.
Okay, yeah. This I don't get it. But
events immediately thereafter. Here are the major volcanic eruptions that match up with those time periods within the error ranges, and the biosphere stresses on the right. All but the Vostok Greenland event have clear candidates, and they include megafaunal extinctions. The Toba event was the last time humans actually came close to not making it in one of these, but the Lake Mungo event, the only major human effect, was the abandonment of settlement regions in the West African region that had been definitively used for 40,000 years, back to 65,000 years ago, since the resettlement after Toba. Of course, not only is it a magnetic excursion, climate event, volcanic disasters, and biosphere stress, and it's not just that the cycle is due again now, and we happen to see the magnetic field of Earth changing in the exact way expected, accelerating every few years, but it's also the isotopes in the bones and surge deposits, and in the microtectites, and the stories of the black sun and the insistence of a solar instigation of the disaster. This is not doomsday, and while both Western and Eastern antiquity describe these events, I see far more evidence for the non-cataclysmic cycle of rebirth than the end of all. Humans are...
if 5,000 people are left, I would think it's a pretty big.
Your mic got very quiet, Dave.
Did it? Oh, if there's only 5,000 people left, I would think it's pretty catastrophic.
Yeah.
Like pretty much end of the world shit. Because you wake up and there's 2 people left in Illinois. You might think that nobody else survived this fucking hellhole.
What if they were all men that survived? Then how? Oh, they just changed gender and then they were able.
they
to
just fucking claimed their pronouns and it happened for them.
They're not
Yeah.
going extinct, but this is more of a threat than most of the things people flex on and flash up. I say no fear, because fear is a thief of time and focus, and you'll need both to live your life and actively remain informed and prepared for the future. Same principle as insurance. Don't be a denier of this pattern or its imminent return, and don't think every...
I'm sorry, Jim. I resent insurance. It's like,
First, a review.
don't
In
you
part
think
one, we
insurance
went over
is
the Heinrich event.
jack the price of all accidents up to astronomical numbers? So everybody's forced to pay ridiculous insurance rates. Like, I've had insurance for 40 fucking years on my car, and I've never filed a claim.
I don't know what's going on, but car insurance has gotten really insane.
It's insanity, dude. It's insanity. And I don't care how old you are anymore. You're still getting fucking dinged.
It's like, honestly, like I'm paying, I don't even want to get into it. I'm paying a mortgage payment in fucking car insurance every month.
I pay $560 or $600 a month in car insurance for 2 cars. And I have a perfect driving record along with my wife. Fuck off, State Farm. And guess what? Never filed a claim, and they don't send me a rebate check at the end of the year for being a good customer. That would be a big plus. Like, hey, you get half back at the end of the year, whatever, dude. Like something, or they drop it, 20% every year that you don't file a claim.
You can do that if you get one of those little things that track you in your car.
I'm not ever letting those fuckers know where I'm at.
And the guy I do the fire deliveries and stuff, firewood deliveries and stuff with, he's got one in his work van, and he only kept it in there for like 6 months. He's like, fuck this shit, man.
You know what the problem is? Because they make you claim your miles. They make you state before you get the policy how many miles you drive, which affects your rate. So if they got that tracker, they can see how many miles you actually drive and how fast you drive.
Your braking time, all that shit. Yeah.
Fuck off.
Your car insurance was $400. Mine's full coverage on my GLI is 110, and the Audi is
a month.
I put one of them in my car, in my Lexus, for 2 months from Progressive, and I took it out. You know what I mean? I got, like, they knocked my premium. This was years ago. Like,
okay,
2016, 2017. And I mean, they knocked my premium down quite a bit because of it. That's it. You send it back into them. You only have it for 2 months. And I'm pretty sure I still get the discount.
Oh, they only make you use it for 2 months?
Yeah, 2 months. They just track your drive for 2 months. So what you do is you want to have like more than one car.
Mm-hmm.
Then you just like take it, and you got to drive like an old lady.
Well, I put it in my
brake
wife's
too
car.
hard, or you accelerate too hard, or anything, they're gonna fucking ding you. So you just basically like la 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 la, and just drive it to the gas station or whatever, and to the store, and just know where you got to be in a rush, and just drive. You got to be conscious about it.
Yeah, because I claim on my car like 10,000 miles a year.
Yeah, right. That's what I drive more than that in a year. Jesus Christ.
Dude, I'm in my brand new truck I bought in January. I'm at 40,000 plus already.
Jesus.
And this has been a slow year. Usually I'm close to 60,000 miles a year driving.
I've had my GLI for a year.
Welcome to part 3.
October, and I've only driven 7,000 miles. So
my boss gives me shit. Dave, you always trade in your car and get a new one. Yeah, because I don't want to have 100,000 miles on it in a year and a half, and it's worth nothing. Like, he goes, yeah, but I go, shut the fuck up. Don't tell me how to spend my money. Like,
that's right. You tell him, Dave.
Like, this ain't Jim's comic books collection. This is my life. Yeah.
Bastard.
No, I love my boss. I saw a Nissan. Yeah, dude. You saw,
they're good trucks.
They're great trucks, man.
I think I only pay like $150.
Is Ruby in California?
I don't know.
No, Louisiana.
He must have a shit driving record.
He has to, right?
Or has filed a lot of claims on his insurance, man.
Well, I carry full coverage on all my cars, and my Audi I think is 150. I'd have to look at it, but I don't think it's no more than 150. So
yeah, I mean, I carry full coverage because they're all still financed, right? But
well, at that price for me carrying it, I've always gotten more than what the car was worth every time I've wrecked one, and more than what I bought the car for, and just been able to trade up to a better car.
Oh, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go stick my fucking Nissan truck around a pole so I can get out of my negative.
Send me a DM with just an address, Dave. Just that's all I need. Just let me know.
Yeah, I need to because I got the gap to cover the offset, and I need to get out of the negative on that fucking truck.
Yeah, just send me an address sometime, and then we'll square it away.
Well, okay. I swear
Great.
I need to
When
fucking
will
get
it
out of the
happen?
negative.
This material is pretty well broken out in our full series, and we will be referencing a few videos you can watch to learn more. But first, we have to clarify this question. How long until what exactly? The magnetic excursion? Great waves of the cyclical deluge? The solar micronova? For me, the question is always, when will society struggle? When will we need to begin to employ preparations and survival? Lots of ways to try to gauge it. In Signs of the Sky Now and Nearby Superflares, we went over the nearby stars and how the ones closest towards the center of the galaxy have had unprecedented outbursts, including a small, weak star pretty much in line with our own. We've interpreted that as the galactic sheet taking over at those stars, but it's not a momentary event. The other planets have been changing for years, and Earth's magnetic changes really geared up back in 1859. This is indeed a few hundred years inside the galactic sheet, every 12,000-year cycle, and there's no way to tell exactly when the sun will be overcome. But there's no way society makes it to that. The magnetic excursion of Earth is going to leave us without power and most of society long before the crescendo. In the Full Cosmic Disaster film and some of the 2019 series, we went over how you can easily see the changes on the sun beforehand. It's not like it could just look as it does every day and then all of a sudden micronova. When it's something obvious and unfamiliar, it's time, and you'll need to be diligent because there won't be an internet when that happens. That's the imminent concern. When will we have to start surviving? One big solar storm this cycle and it could be over just like that. It is my 100% position that we will lose it all well before the actual magnetic excursion and minimum point in the solar micronova. The time to prep is now. We actually did not get hit with any such major blasts of solar activity last sunspot cycle. It was somewhat weak in terms of solar flares. And so if that happens again this cycle, we'll get through to the 2030s, provided there isn't another acceleration in the secular variation of the magnetic field. And that's actually a pretty good place to start answering tough questions. In addition to the 12,000-year cycle being robust and us being due again right now, the magnetic field has been accelerating its shift. During that series and the full movie, we did not yet know about the Pacific sector and how it had another acceleration in 2017. It wasn't reported until this year. Before that acceleration, we were indeed predicting more accelerations, with a no acceleration scenario actually taking us into the 2050s or later for the excursion. But with the acceleration in 2017, and with no reason in physical reality to expect those accelerations to stop, we are truly looking at around 2040 or earlier for the flip. Again, we'll all already be in survival mode, but we should be able to notice the auroral anomalies at all latitudes and increased lightning events as the field drops to its minimum marks. So when will we need to click into gear? My best guess is the 2030s, provided we don't get that major solar storm this cycle, which is obviously no guarantee. The magnetic flip and crescendo of the event, and whatever else the sun and crust have in mind for us, would be coming shortly after that. Maybe a few years, probably not many. Especially because the accelerations we've seen have all accompanied significant solar storms: 1859, 2003, 2017. Of course, with the way society is going, we'll be in gear before nature even demands it, but that's on other channels. So there you have it. If the sun rocks and rolls this sunspot cycle, we could be in trouble in just the upcoming few years. The magnetic energy suggests.
So next year, 2025, is supposed to be the sun maximum, whatever.
So we
Next
had that
year?
problem in 1859, and it took just 2 years before we had a civil war. Think about that. How do y'all feel about that?
Yeah, see, shit's all connected. They say the sun has a lot of effect on people's brains and how they act, and that's why the moon, people get crazy on full moons and stuff because it affects the stuff.
I've heard that.
Yes, the sun is still in a weaker mode this cycle. So as I've said, give it only a 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 chance for that major blast over the next 10 years. As long as the magnetic field continues to weaken, however, the 2030s really don't look so good.
Maybe it'll hold off until I die. That'd be awesome.
Right.
Yeah, Chris, I heard that martial law stuff in South Korea
Good
was
evening,
pretty
folks.
much a nothing burger.
This is an introduction.
Why did it
Y'all
get so
heard?
quiet?
I don't know.
To some advanced topics in modern catastrophism. They are often missed or
Catastrophism?
easily confused. I'll let Emmanuel kick this off for me.
It's a little bit difficult to go back and to say, well, the story is not exactly so. We have the phenomena from all places, from the bottom of the sea with ash and with nickel, which is of meteoric origin, and you have now.
Hold on,
accepted view,
Jim.
which was not
Crazy
accepted
Cat
to
wants to
the
see
standard.
this was my design for a Theory Thursday solar flare shirt. You tell me what you think, Crazy Cat. Does that work for you guys? Like if that was on a shirt? What do you think, Jim?
Sure.
Ugh, I hate
We
that mattress.
looked at it before. I think you need to.
Why
do
is there
some
so many
letters.
suns, though?
What?
The letters need to be a different color.
Or they need to be outlined.
Hmm.
Something, because that you see the H.
It's
in
one
theory,
sun, Jim. It's the
flares.
the flares coming off the sun. That's
Yes.
what it is.
Yeah, Jimothy.
Oh, okay.
Can't read it. So should they be like pink or something for
No,
Cynic?
God damn it! The fucking just sitting here, just catching strays left and right, having to dodge bullets. World War II all over again.
All right, I'll have to change it. I'll change the colors of the font.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Jim.
5 years ago, that the terrestrial axis moved, and that paleomagnetism proves us that terrestrial axis, that magnetic axis, and possibly like Runcan and other of Manchester claim that the Earth turned over. We know now from observation of Professor Danjon, director of Paris Observatory, that flares on the sun may influence the speed of rotation of the Earth, and there were sudden changes.
For centuries, up until the mid-1900s, it was a major topic in science to explain the evidence of a cyclical deluge, a repeating disaster that appears to violently punctuate the slow crawl of geological processes. Einstein had moved past the question of whether or not the Earth turned over and died unsatisfied in his late-life passion to discover why it did so. To alter the Earth's axis, his best option had been Greenland, gaining so much ice during an ice age that its weight pulled the crust over to where Greenland spun at the equator. His problem was that would take an unimaginable amount of snow and ice, but he never imagined there might be other ways to unlock the crust from the mantle. The now famous Chan-Thomas version of the disaster puts the new pole positions in the same places that would match with the Greenland tilting to the equator scenario. But this makes me wonder at his description of the disaster, which is not only too extreme in almost every way, but misjudges the great wave of the cyclical deluge, most importantly. Even though Chan's pole positions match Einstein's and others with the 90-degree tilt, he chooses a great wave from the Pacific as though the Earth had stopped. This is illogical given the continued rotation of the Earth and this tilt here, which will send water up into the eastern part of America, Western Africa, and the UK. Rough slosh back to Northern Africa from the Mediterranean. On the other side of the world, the tilt makes the wave come from the north, with the slosh back being utterly horrifying to most of the continental Asian region.
Not allowed
This
to
is
call them
Chan's major
sloshbacks.
mistake, glaringly
Exactly.
obvious when you realize where he says the new poles would be. It is not a great wave from the west. This action is also what the Pentagon determined based on Project Nanook to the Arctic in the 1940s. Major White saved documents from the expedition, documents from the Pentagon meetings, the classified reports, and gave it all to his son Ken, along with plenty that was never written
I'll be
down
right back.
before. The great secret is that every cycle of about 12,000 years, the world does a 90-degree tilt, then tilts back next cycle. They found alternating layers of this cycle of polar and tropical fossils. They knew it came with the magnetic excursion of Earth, like Chan-Thomas did, but their game from there became protecting the classified secret. Not only do most of their truly false debunkings of the axis shift come from the characters involved and grants funneled through the National Science Foundation, but they didn't even have to debunk the real disaster. They went after Charles Hapgood's absurd, random 7-degree tilt, which would never bring the poles back to their original position like a cyclical tilt and tilt back, and because of that, they used ancient evidence of the polar position to debunk the axis tilt theories, even though Hapgood was the first and only one to suggest that version. Hapgood, by the way, was a member of the OSS, which became the CIA at the time all of this information from Major White was coming in. Interesting. More interesting is that the main debunking papers like this one, claiming permanent pole position, have corrections made, orange notice there, and the corrections put the poles on the opposite side of the world, as wrong as you could possibly be in this sort of analysis, but the damage was done. Also, in terms of ancient dating, they have no idea what they are doing. One of 1,000 great examples is how they recently adjusted this ice from being older than 500,000 years old to potentially having a maximum age of 15,000 years. So let's side with the Pentagon, Major White, Einstein, Chan Thomas, except for his version of the wave, and the majority of catastrophism other than CIA man playing Professor Charles Hapgood. We come back to what Velikovsky said at the opening, the Earth turns over, and the easiest way to do this is to unlock the crust at the low velocity zone. Right now, the only reason the crust doesn't knock about on the liquid below is a thermoelectric equilibrium that exists there. This is the thin blue line between the lithosphere and the mantle and the induced currents within them. Where Einstein had nothing more but ice in the toolbox, we now can combine the magnetic excursion and the solar micronova to help explain how to disrupt this thermoelectric equilibrium. There are two ways we get anomalous rotation glitches of the small nature in modern times. One is a geomagnetic jerk from Earth's core, which makes sense, and the other is a geomagnetic storm from the sun. Since we know solar storm-induced current reaches down to the mantle, if not further, this also makes sense. A major solar storm
Good
that did
plan,
get to
Crazy
the core
Cat.
during such a time when Earth was in a geomagnetic excursion could even induce a geomagnetic jerk all its own. And if it disrupts the low-velocity zone, the
I'm a
thermoelectric
geomagnetic
equilibrium,
jerk.
Greenland will go. But there's another way the Earth can flip over, and I must sadly say,
Fuck is
this
that?
is a rare mistake from Veritasium. He was discussing the tendency of rotating bodies to turn over after the intermediate axis theorem sprung up on an ISS mission video. The explanation he gave was perfect, that with an asymmetrical second axis, your rotating object, can flip, with the rate depending on the degree of asymmetry. But then he makes a critical mistake, because he applies a symmetric view of Earth and says this cannot possibly apply to our planet. The problem with this is that despite the fact that they still teach this in school, it's simply not so. It is obvious that the mountains and oceans and even the equatorial bulge of our rotation create
Whoa.
asymmetry as a whole and around the outside, but things inside are also not as they seemed. The notion that concentric shells of homogeneous contents between them is just not so. The large low shear velocity provinces, or LLSVPs, are the enormous skeletal structures of the Earth. They are denser, conductive, and they mean that our planet is not symmetrical about the critical axis. That's two ways to turn the world over, and website members at suspiciousobservers.org, you recently saw the development and rapid maturation of a third way in your Deeper Look episodes from late last year. That'd be episodes 85 and 87, related to that third way to turn over the world. But right now, we want to share what has become our favorite piece of ignored evidence in the catastrophe cycle, the Texas rock wall. It is an enormous structure beneath Texas. Before it was buried, it was 70 feet tall and stretched for 20 miles around a massive area with other complex structures.
The fuck is
Footholds
this?
in the walls, limestone bricks,
What
and
is
more.
this?
The choice of ancient builders. There were perfect lines, right
you didn't
angles,
see this before?
triangles, rectangles.
No.
An amazing and frankly impossible structure.
Yeah, there's there's all types of stuff. They found another one of the walls in Montana. Like
That's
they
above
know-
ground, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is they know that this is covered.
This is
So-
70 feet tall
Yeah, it's huge, man.
and it's 20 miles.
Yeah.
Jesus.
God damn.
But, there was no advanced civilization.
No, dude. Of course not.
Yeah, and we're the youngest of the continents, right, Jim?
Yeah.
Like nobody ever for the Native Americans, right?
If they were so advanced, Jim, show me their AI avatars. Show me those. Then come holler at you, boy.
You could play so much football there. They were serious about keeping the Mexicans out back then. Oh shit.
Yep.
Mainstream science belief. And so, for a long time, it was ignored. But for the locals, the mystery of who built it and how it got like this underground
Is that a
remain.
sun chip, Jim?
Then the History Channel
What
brought
flavor?
in this professor, and he said,
It's
no,
gonna
Sun-dried
it's
tomato.
not
Oh,
made by man
fuck
at all.
you.
It is a natural
I knew we were
formation.
meant to be friends.
He says that it must be 80 million years old based on the isotope data, which
80
means it's
million
from
years
around the time
old?
before the dinosaurs went extinct. He can't account for the shapes, the bricks, the mortar, the footholds, the continuity, the right angles. Just says it's 80 million years old based on those isotopes. And immediately, our brains should be going back to the ice cap redating. But further, he says the magnetization of the blocks is all the same, and that means it couldn't have been made by humans who wouldn't have known about such things. Well, not only did ancient people build on ley lines, so I'm not putting that past them, but if an ancient solar micronova induced a strong enough current, it would reorient the magnetization of the structure. If it rained cosmic rays and dust-laden isotopes, who knows what isotope analysis would have shown? It was buried by the dirt and muck of the cyclical deluge.
The Earth turned over.
The days grow shorter. This is a follow-up to the recent news of Earth's record fast rotation speed. For the first time, a day is slightly less than 24 hours. We have discussed
Tim,
the major version of
I just
Earth's
looked it
rotation
up.
glitches. So
Scientists are saying that that fucking rock wall is a natural formation.
Oh yeah, sure.
A natural formation.
Yeah, can you believe it? We were talking about that and they kicked me out.
Does that make any sense? 7 stories high, 20 miles long.
A natural formation. They said it was a natural No.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they said the thing outside of Japan that you can clearly see was a quarry that they were taking these giant stones that are cut.
Yeah.
Angles. They're like, that's natural.
Bullshit. Are you talking about the one that's underwater out there?
Yeah.
That's, like, off the coast? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that
that's
would have been
bullshit.
above water. That would have been above water
At one
during
time.
the Ice
Yeah.
Age.
StreamYard kicked me out, crazy cat. Dave didn't
No,
do
I
that.
did. I did it.
Dude, don't lie to them. Blame StreamYard.
I did
They
it
don't need to know that you're that big of a jerk.
I did it accidentally on purpose. I can't believe scientists are saying it's a natural formation, Jim. Like,
Those are called lionists, not scientists.
Well, these fucking scientists can't explain it, so they don't want to look stupid. Because we're supposed to bow at the feet of science, remember? There's not supposed to be anything out there but what they fucking hypothesize. And it pisses me off. Cocksuckers.
Me too.
to speak, the catastrophism potential for the
Now
world
we'll
quake,
guard and
where
solve
she
some such
sways
shit.
and turns over. And we've discussed the short-term length of day glitches as well. These rotational glitches are small, but they help tell a big story, and one that can get easily misinterpreted. Between the natural rhythm of millisecond changes, scientists have known for decades that major solar storms and geomagnetic jerks throw extra kinks into that rhythm. We've
Kinky
discussed how
jerk.
the sun has centennial, millennial, 3,000 and 6,000 year cycles, all leading up to the 12,000 year micronova cycle, and how the biggest solar blasts would mechanically produce the largest shifts due to combining a great solar storm with induction potential through the mantle to the core, potentially producing a geomagnetic jerk at the same time. But what needs to be made clear is that these millisecond changes are not going to scale up to hours and hours of change. Consider a plate on your hand as you spin. You can only spin so fast before friction is overcome and the plate slips off. Here, it's not really the speed that makes the crust slip at the low velocity zone, it's the temperature change due to speed variation, which can disrupt the thermoelectric equilibrium. The crust doesn't slip exactly like the plate on your hand because it's sitting on top of the liquid mantle in all directions, but that friction that keeps the crust in place is under attack as Earth speeds up. The hotter it gets, the less friction and the better chance for crustal hydroplane scenario. No, I don't expect the rotation glitches to amplify to the point of drastically altering days, not until the low velocity zone is unlocked and the crust is free to shift. Whether it is the ancient stories of the Earth swaying like a drunkard, the stars thrown from the sky as the world turns over, the attack of the oceans, or the evidence of surge deposits and alternating tropical and polar fossils found by Major White in the Arctic, or the predictions of the new pole positions matching where the current magnetic pole shift seems to be going, the story is all the same. The deposits, the rapid extinctions, the Heinrich events, the magnetic excursions, all tell the same story. But it's also a story of survival, one written by the ancestors of every one of you who, as surely as you are out there, you have survival in your DNA. But we can't be deer in the headlights. It doesn't require you bugging out to the rural nowheres and leaving the world behind. You can say that ancient people were better equipped to survive, but maybe not. We can see it coming. We can have supplies and flotation ideas and plans. And while they may have known something was changing in their world, All the evidence suggests they were completely caught off guard. Maybe cavemen had the upper hand in some ways. So use your brain to get the advantage now and carry it with you into the new age. I'll see you there. And I'll see you in the morning for the daily update. Be safe, everyone.
Well,
a rare cosmological event is perhaps one of the most appropriate ways to describe what is building to a crescendo here at Earth. In this video, we will see how one rare cosmological event relates to another in the examination of the third way to tilt the world. To review, in our series so far, which aims to shorten the previous dozens of videos on this topic, we have gone over the cycle, the evidence, the mechanisms, where we are in the cycle right now. The advanced catastrophism videos were about the tilting of the Earth in the cyclical catastrophe, and at the end is the full movie from 2019 on this topic. We have reviewed two ways it is possible for the Earth to turn over, and to examine the third, we must begin with cosmic jets. How do they form? What causes their outbursting from the North and South poles? And what can we learn from it? The jets are the product of interaction. You won't see them in old galaxies depleted of gas. If not a constant stream of material feeding a constant jet, temporary ones can be seen around compact stellar objects and larger, even if there is still some ambiguity about the central sphere magnets themselves. We see the same from some stars that can efficiently outflow the incoming material. Some can be maintained for the lifetimes of those stars, provided they have the fuel, but you can also find those temporary jets, especially at the baby stars. And of course, many end their lives in jet-like fashion with the polar blast, even if not collimated. Here, we are looking at a cosmic jet of microscopic size inside of Muscovite mica. It is actually called a rare cosmological event because they can't explain its appearance and they can't imagine what kind of phenomenon would have caused it, and especially because there was no way it was a cosmic ray impact event. It was a residual, distributed input of positive charge that overloaded the crystal. The energy outside was still too great to discharge outward, and so it explosively deformed inside. For the supernova versions of the jet feature, this inside-out boom isn't far off. Other crystals could contain these, but are super hard to find, and muscovite is probably the best place to find them due to its odd electrical structure. In fact, only a few of these rare cosmological events have ever been found. None explained, other than this rare event they can't yet conceive. Well, what if the entire crystal was bathed in the charge? Forget the cosmic ray single hits. Can't be that due to the lack of fanning. It's a buildup above, below, and all around, engulfing the crystal until it crosses a threshold and discharges within for lack of a better pathway outward due to presumably still higher charge differential. Indeed, not one particle, but many, uncountable sums in unimaginable magnetic field scenarios bathing the entire planet in the energy.
Julio, I think someone becomes this guy when they see it, and they learn about it, and they know what it is, and the truth becomes
evident. Yeah.
Everything.
I think it's probably the subscribers.
Maybe the machine elves told them.
Well, I think like you start going on this path, and then once you start making a little money off of it, it frees you up to start delving into like deeper rabbit.
I don't think this guy makes any money.
No, me neither. I think he does it for the, what do they call it? The love of the game.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure he gives all of those speeches and shit for free, right, Jim?
Yeah, you know, I mean, he spent all his money buying that land, and he just lets people come and stay there, and he doesn't even charge them.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all for free, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just giving back. Right. But no, I do think so. I think that's what it is. That you know, you start going down these little rabbit holes, you start talking about it, and then it frees you up to delve down deeper. And I think you can get lost in the sauce a little bit, but most of the stuff this guy says seems pretty legit.
God damn it, Jim. You're turning this into a foodie stream.
Yeah, now I want garden salsa sun chips so bad. I'm going straight to Walmart in the morning.
Energy and reverse magnetic system of the galaxy.
Yeah, I went and got a protein
so forget
bar
the crystal for a second. What about the entire Earth? Earth is a capacitor, and we've seen the conductivity traceable down through the mantle to the core, especially with the extra conductive internal skeleton, the LLSVPs. And by the way, notice how they come out opposite sides of the core region, almost like the cosmic jet outblasting from the overcharging. Of course, it's not at the north and south poles, but if it were, its weight would drag the planet over and put them spinning at the equator due to centrifugal force. This is actually what stymied Einstein and many others. The world tilts But where's the imbalance? If the solar micronova overcharges the core beyond a threshold, the current LLSVPs break down, the energy outside the capacitor is still high or even growing, and there will be no outward discharge possible, the system could discharge within, in the north-south directions. This would then turn the Earth over 90 degrees every 12,000-year energetic surge and galactic magnetic reversal. Folks, do I like this better than the other two ways we showed the world able to turn over? Unlocking the crust and the intermediate axis asymmetry? Hard to say. I can say that given the magnitude of the event about to unfold, any or multiple of the three could be in play. I'll see you in the morning for the daily update as we await the next rare cosmological event.
Lord Pepsi for 2 says, how can we know who really runs the world?
The rebirth of catastrophism has
I'll give you a simple way to figure out who runs the majority of it. Figure out who you can't talk about without being either annexed from polite society or...
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, way to kick me into the back room.
I didn't do it.
What you were trying to talk about people we're not allowed to talk about.
I didn't say anything. All I said was, if you want to know, figure out who you can't talk about. That's it. Go start talking about people and see which one gets you shouted down or kicked off a stream pretty quickly.
Like Fauci when he ran the world?
Yeah. He was What'd you move me up for, Jim? Oh no, no. I don't want that sort of power. Oh, my bad, Julio. You're right. That was disrespectful of me. What was I thinking?
But we have no control over what the Earth is doing.
No, we have no control over, but we should kind of be aware of what it's doing so that we can be prepared, you know.
Oh,
right.
Well, let me ask you something, Jim. Right? Doesn't this sort of lean into like the climate change type shit though?
No.
Not at all.
Well, I'm saying,
no, the climate change shit is them saying that it's us doing it and we have to achieve this because we have to stop the plant. You know what I mean? This is
yeah.
Because that's all not just for,
so basically what you're saying is we just have to grin and bear this no matter what we do.
We have no control.
Gotcha.
Just be prepared.
Well, there is a climate change playlist we can watch if you want.
I mean, yeah, I'm fine with that. No mock hand ringing.
There we go.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ben Davidson. This is my family. My wife and I founded Space Weather News and the Mobile Observatory Project. I'm the author of the textbook Weatherman's Guide to the Sun. I also have peer-reviewed papers on solar terrestrial physics, and right now, I'm 100% devoted to making the seemingly complex topic of solar forcing of the terrestrial climate as absolutely simple for you to understand as possible. If you have been following climate science, the mainstream media seems to be refusing to cover, then 2019 was an interesting year. Following bombshells in 2018 from Princeton regarding the cooling potential of clouds, which makes us think about our cosmic ray cloud-inducing future, and from Yale regarding the cold climate bomb waiting to be unleashed by the Arctic, 2019 saw hundreds of university researchers breaking stride from the mainstream narrative on man-made global warming. Some of the more notable ones were from Harvard, which jumped in on both the oceans and the atmosphere. The American Geophysical Union devoted an enormous amount of time to significant solar climate forcing at their fall meeting. It was a quasi-taboo topic just a few years ago. We heard the World Meteorological Organization, which is the daddy of the IPCC, condemn the climate extremism as being factually wrong, unscientific, akin to religious extremism, and bordering on terrorism. The basis of the lack of factual correctness comes with confusion between scenarios and predictions. The IPCC does not do the latter, and in fact says it is impossible, something NASA's guidelines say as well. Too many moving parts we just don't understand. And all of this comes ahead of the 2022 major IPCC climate report. It'll be the first one ever to account for solar particle forcing and cosmic rays. Here today, we are going to explain to you what's happening in the climate game, especially since the news won't seem to report it. We'll show you why this was a necessary change made by the IPCC and the rationale behind the change. Then we are going to examine what's still missing and the exact roadmap for mainstream climate science to cross the finish line. Let's begin with carbon dioxide. This is changing due to human activity and natural variability to the tune of parts per million. Now, this tiny fraction has long been believed to have great power over the climate due to a number of closed system experiments done in the lab in the past. But these don't mimic the Earth, as this is not at all a closed system. Ergo, the recent IPCC changes. Moving up to solar irradiance, the light of the sun. It changes by 0.1% or by the thousandths over the 11-year sunspot cycle. This is still 100 to 1,000 times greater variability than what we're seeing with carbon dioxide, but somehow still comes up short in the models. Well, now fast forward to today, and we're forgetting the fractions because what's going into the models into the future is going up by orders of magnitude when it comes to particle variation. And we are still to this day discovering exactly how these particles are interacting with aerosols in the atmosphere, how they affect atmospheric electricity and cloud formation. The first aspect of this is cosmic rays, and in this, they are indeed making incredible strides. Cosmic rays come from tremendous space phenomena like supernova or cosmic jets. They often come from galaxies far away and still arrive with tremendous energy. Unlike photons like gamma rays, which are in the central column.
Did you just say they come from galaxies far, far away?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay.
Star Wars.
Cosmic rays are atomic nuclei. High-energy protons are heavier atoms with their electrons stripped. You see them over to the sides. These create incredible particle cascades of the subatomic nature, not to mention their own gamma-ray photons. Cosmic rays cause cooling of the Earth and ionization of the atmosphere. And just picture this, given those particle cascades. Clouds form as water droplets and dust and other aerosols come together. The cosmic ray particles are deposited into the atmosphere, neutralizing or attaching to dust and becoming cloud condensation nuclei. They also strike other particles and ionize them, making them more attractive to dust and water vapor by the same static attraction force that works like a Swiffer duster in your home. The sun's activity directly controls how many cosmic rays enter the inner solar system, and so cosmic rays rise and fall opposite of the solar activity cycle, which has been reported in numerous cloud datasets. Of course, the sun itself is the primary producer of particle interaction with the Earth. Some particles sneak past Earth's magnetic field along the interplanetary magnetic field lines, but most is in the form of the solar wind and its interaction with Earth's magnetic field. Its heating of the atmosphere, its modulation of the global electric circuit. This is the process still to be officially understood and recognized by even those introducing the particle forcing into the equation today. Earth has a mini version of the solar wind. It comes from two places. First is the equator, the equatorial ion fountain, an ion release from the upper ionosphere that is not strong enough to escape like the sun's solar wind. In fact, the lowest L shells and Van Allen belts nicely contain them, forcing them back down into the atmospheric circuit. It's actually not exactly at the equator, but at the magnetic equator. And the other place it comes out is at the poles, just like you see with cosmic jets from newborn stars, active galaxies, and quasars. It's called the polar wind or polar ion wind, and this actually can escape, mostly along Earth's magnetic fields, at which point it is blown back by the solar wind, either into the reaches of deep space or back into the circuit on the midnight side of the system. Now, for the simplest way to demonstrate how this process affects the atmosphere, imagine a strong solar flare releases a coronal mass ejection, which strikes Earth's magnetic field, some of which gets directly integrated into Earth's magnetic field and then down into the atmosphere, and the charged particles block out cosmic rays, and indeed we see cloud levels thin and coverage percentage drop during these impacts. But also there is the strong compression of the magnetic field and the redirection of both the ion fountain and Van Allen down into the atmosphere.
No idea what he's saying,
combining
dude.
with the particles deposited by the magnetic
You were having a moment back there.
I'm like, what the fuck?
You don't understand what he's saying?
He's saying that there's solar winds that come off the Earth, polar and equator, and the equator ones don't leave our atmosphere, but the ones on the polar do. But what the fuck does it even mean? What is this? How does it affect us?
He's explaining it. You got to pay attention. You got to listen. Take notes.
What?
There'll be a test on this later.
Oh, fuck.
But we got it.
Fuck.
Here is what happens. We now have more electric particles in the same size circuit of the atmosphere. Well, smaller actually because one side of it is compressed. And also the solar energetic particles coming with the large flares also add to that mix. And the atmospheric global electric circuit is now the recipient of those.
We don't believe carbon dating, but we believe this. Like,
Well, carbon dating, there's some problems with it because other things could affect the dates. So,
I'm
On
just,
top of that,
I'm
the
just saying.
breaking news: fucking President Biden is considering blanket preemptive pardons for prominent critics of President-elect Trump in both parties to shield them from possible retribution or legal prosecution by the incoming administration. So, what crimes did they commit that they need a pardon for?
yeah, you can't just pardon people for like
Well, you can actually, but you're
Yeah.
admitting that they broke the law because the pardon is erasing the crime. So
exactly.
you're
That's
admitting
my
there was
point.
a crime.
Yeah, so like,
No,
what would they have
no,
done
it's like-
for you to
It's
pardon?
like why did Hunter's pardon go back to 2014? What's important about 2014?
Lord Pepsi for another 5 says, not really, because we aren't supposed to know the names or faces of those that run the world. A perfect ploy, staying analog, only off internet. Very true. You know, just because people, like you were saying, Cynic, you can't talk about certain people, right?
Yeah.
The real people with power, or the ones you don't even know their names.
Yeah, you don't know
You have
90%
no
of
clue.
these guys' names,
Yeah.
but I bet you if you look at them, if you do ever see one, they have the same traits as a lot of other people.
Yeah. Exactly. They look a lot like Bill Gates, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a lot of similar features. I bet you their hands are always cold, so they're like wringing them together to warm them up.
Sure. Absolutely.
Crazy cat. Oh,
Jim, that's
sweet summer
crazy though.
child.
Like he's threatening to pardon people.
Just cause.
Like, is he just going to pardon the entire Congress and Senate?
Hope
I
he,
don't know.
hope
If
he
he
fucks
might,
up.
maybe you know what he could do is maybe he could pardon the
You're right, Cap.
entire country.
I was about to say that.
Well,
Hopefully he fucks
Commit
up
a
and
few
just,
crimes real first. God damn it! Don't do it before I start committing crimes.
You
No,
know,
no,
maybe
it
he would
can
just say
pardon
he's
you
going to
for
pardon
future crimes.
everybody. You know, pardon everybody. Maybe he'll do something like really retarded like that.
that'd be hilarious.
Of all pre and post, like, would it be future crimes too?
Sure, why not?
Thanks again for the 5, Lord Pepsi. Yeah, it's crazy. My hands are icicles right now. Mine too. My hands are fucking freezing.
All right, my hands in a jacket pocket. They're warm.
I'm sitting in my basement, like it's still cold.
Crazy.
Those particles. And stronger current means stronger downflow and high pressure,
Buckle in.
stronger
Get ready for the
upflow and low
test.
pressure, driving pressure differentials, intensification, increased storm activity, and atmospheric heating due to the direct particle interactions,
All right.
and induced current ohmic heating through Earth's resistive atmosphere.
Ohmic heating.
So in one CME event, we have lower cloud cover and therefore lower cooling, increased electric heating and direct particle heating, intensification of the weather.
Yeah.
And folks, this is what shows up in the climate record. Not joking. This was a huge point in our climate forcing movie, which is linked below and a must watch if you are interested in this topic. And this occurs because the sun's energy scales up from ultraviolet to X-rays in the large solar flares. This is more absorbed in the ionosphere than in the upper atmosphere, which is where they gauge solar forcing. And because the giant plasma cloud CME blocks out a tiny fraction of the light, we also get this dip. They're working together to create this drop in the apparent solar forcing. So while the sun's input to Earth is actually jumping 10 to 10,000 times, or in some cases, 100,000 times or more, there shows up a tiny drop in solar energy in the climate models. This drastic problem, pointed out during the early stages of the last sunspot maximum in 2012 and 2013, was finally rectified in 2017 when the official particle dataset was released to the community. This problem right here is why they're making the changes. While so far, nobody has been able to publish a study showing massive human contribution or catastrophic future warming while using these new datasets, the people who are publishing are doing so at the highest levels and in the highest forums of geophysics. This is why this chart is so critical. The 1900s saw the greatest solar activity, according to 3 different isotope records, since the high activity that ended the last ice age. The grand solar cycle is set to bring less CMEs, more
Grand
cosmic
solar
rays, and a
cycle.
vastly different
Solar
external
cycle.
energy environment
Yes.
for our planet for the rest of the century, with magnetic activity already indicating that
This may be the last proper sunspot cycle coming before the plunge in grand minimum. There's more to come on why the climate game is inches away from changing forever. Be safe, everyone.
What? The climate game is changing forever?
And no more climate change videos. Please, no, Jim.
Please.
Jim, I was so wrong to question your.
In part 1, we showed
No!
the changes being
No!
made in the
No!
climate game by the IPCC, the reasons.
No!
Please, no more climate change stuff from him. Let's go back to his other stuff. That
Elements
was way
that have
more
been pre-
interesting. No.
This climate change, right? Plasma climate forcing path to. At least
Yeah.
he's saying it's not man-made. That's all
Yeah,
I
but
care
it's
about.
hibbity jibbity, bro. That's all hibbity jibbity.
It's
the only
above my
person-
pay grade for sure. Yeah.
Jim,
Like-
did you understand that?
No.
Oh, I understand all of it. What do you want me to explain to you?
All of it.
Every last word.
All right. Climate
Give me
change
the
is bullshit.
TLDR.
The sun controls our climate.
Uh-huh.
Different things happening with the sun changes our climate.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
That's it.
That's not what he said.
That's not what
That's what he
not
said. It was just all scientific and with hibbity jibbity and squirrel words, but that's the bottom line: is the sun
Yeah,
controls
that
our
was it.
climate.
So what about the clouds and the
The
electric
sun
current?
creates clouds.
Uh-huh. And the electric currents.
Yes, the sun gives our
Our
the
polar
Earth is a giant
waves and our
capacitor.
equator
That's
waves.
why we have lightning and all. This
Yeah,
stuff,
what about
and
the
it's different.
equator waves? What
So
did
there's
that
equator wave. When the solar winds hit the equator waves, it
Uh-huh.
gets in the equator and then it comes out the poles. It jets out.
Yeah.
That's why we see the aurora borealis.
But he said they were the same size, then he said actually smaller. So what did he mean by that? Like I'm confused. I
Well,
lost
it's the same size, but just smaller. That's what he meant.
Somewhere outside Florida.
2 weeks
2
ago.
weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, somewhere near Florida, Larry Shungite got hit by solar forcing winds and turned him into Super Shung.
God.
Okay, go back to his other stuff because yeah, can you elaborate on ionization?
Okay, 1 second. Hold on.
No, don't you don't you
Dark oxygen, says Thomas. Tomas.
Yeah, what
Oh.
about light oxygen?
This will explain everything.
Okay, Mark Felton Productions presents. Is that Mark Felton? Donald Trump's license to carry. Okay. Oh God, he's holding it so weird. Stop. Put
As
it down.
many of my viewers know, I love shooting. And just this morning, I was out at the range
Immense
knocking
bumps.
down clays with
Doesn't it look like his jacket is smoking?
Yes.
That's what you call a smoking jacket.
Oh, boomer humor, folks. Everybody put boomer humor in the chat for Jim.
But you notice he's in London, he's in England, right? So he's shooting.
You know I
plays.
love you. Yeah.
He
And
can't have
only
a
on
fucking
shotgun.
handgun. He can't have a fucking handgun.
And I'm pretty sure that is actually a falling block shotgun. So he it's
Oh,
got
yeah.
a thing that so with single shot falling block, put it in, go so one at a time.
Oh,
no,
no.
multi-load
Nope.
shit.
No
Yeah,
pump
no.
shotgun.
Yeah, see right here, it's got a like a lever. And then
Yeah.
look at the top.
God bless the Brits, respecting your gun rights. Oh, you don't have any.
Yeah, way to go, Brits. Good job.
Oh wow, I just got a fucking bad Charlie horse. Oh. Oh man.
Better than a Gary horse.
Holy fuck.
Dude, I hate
I
that
had to
shit.
stand up, man. I was like,
Old guy injures himself sitting down.
Dude, there is nothing worse than laying in the bed and you roll over and you get a fucking cramp and like, oh, what the fuck? Oh no. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I can't.
I must
take
be
this
on
shit.
my period.
I heard cranberry juice works.
No, I shut the camera off because I was like,
I hate it, dude.
Kevin says it's the fucking chair.
it
But
could
if
be.
he gets in the other chair, then he goes to sleep and leaves early.
My new cushion on this chair actually makes it feel better.
Oh, did you get a cushion for it?
one of my favorite old guns.
You get that
This trusty
purple
old Webley
butt seat
and Scott
thing?
20 gauge side by side. It got me thinking,
not
strangely
the same
enough,
gun
about
you just
President
showed.
It's not the
Trump,
same
or
gun he was just
President-elect
using.
Trump,
No.
if you like, who is well known for his defense of the U.S. right to bear arms and
Yeah, unless
support
it
of the
unless it
firearms
comes to
industry.
bump
Wait,
stock.
wait,
And I
hold on,
wondered
hold on,
whether
Hold on, yeah,
Trump
pause
also
that.
enjoys
He's well known
shooting.
for his support to bear arms.
Yeah, don't
Except
you
for bump
remember
stocks.
we could
Let's-
can't we just take the guns and figure it out later?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said, I like to take the guns first and then figure out the due process later. You know, and it's funny too, because you know that guy that he was going to put in for the DEA that ended up that he said no, forget it after everyone complained. He is his office is the second highest usage of red flag laws in Florida. 96% of all red flag confiscations in Florida happen in 3 counties, and one of them is Hillsdale County, where that sheriff was from.
I'm so glad we don't have red flag laws here. You can go beat your wife and they're not going to come take your guns.
So DEA, the guy backed out.
Trump withdrew his name because everyone went crazy and was posting all the shit. Said, "Are you fucking serious? This guy locked up a pastor during COVID. This guy did this. This guy said all this shit about migrants and DEI and all these pride fucking things. And this what? Fuck you."
Oh wow! So, oof.
On
See,
top
this
of that,
is Trump. This is Trump again, picking the bad people. Jim, he does it all the time.
Because he's listening to other people. This I want to say is probably Pam Bondi, who we picked for AG, who's going to suck at AG.
fucking sucks. I told y'all.
Yeah.
I told us so. Also, fuck the NRA. Don't join the NRA. people.
NRA is garbage.
Yeah. Join the Firearms Policy Coalition or the Gun Owners of America.
Join no group that involves guns. Be your own person. Shoot clay pigeons.
Okay. Why do you hate Clay?
Well, I don't like pigeons.
Oh, okay.
Researching this subject, I turned up one very surprising fact. Donald Trump was issued with one of the rarest gun licenses available in the United States, an unrestricted concealed carry handgun permit in New York City, well known for its very restrictive gun laws in comparison with many other parts of the US. Trump was issued this very rare permit by the New York City Police Department, and it is usually only granted in New York City to retired police or federal law enforcement, or to a
you're right,
person
Elemental.
whose need for such
Print,
a
shoot,
permit
repeat,
is
follow
clearly
that guy.
demonstrated. Very
Dude,
often, these
stop,
licenses
Jim.
also go to
There's
the
actually a federal law that says that all retired cops can carry their guns.
Not only that, everybody has the need to have a carry license. It's not the fucking state's choice to pick who gets to defend themselves or not. Fuck
Well,
off.
Yeah, Alabama, it's constitutional carry.
You know this
Florida's
actually. You know who this
constitutional
looks
carry,
like? Honestly, you know who this looks like on this concealed carry license?
right? Anthony Cumia.
It does. I bet
Yeah.
you this is his fucking license because he had one too. I
Yeah, we
bet
don't
you
need
it's
those
Anthony
anymore.
Cumia's. Like somehow he got a picture of Cumia's because I bet you. Yeah, I
Cumia
bet you it's
posted it,
Cumia.
yeah. But it's fucking dumb. It's fucking dumb. Like Brits they don't get it. Like
Constitutional carry across the country now.
Now.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
Yeah. Fucking limeys.
You fucking limey. And they're French fries. You piece of shit. They're not chips.
Exactly.
Sons of bitches.
Fish and chips.
Fucking
Shut the fuck
it's fish and fries. You piece
Yeah.
of shit.
Yeah, I mean, Trump is a supporter of the Second Amendment. Oh,
Not really.
Wow. Okay. And Trump is a pretty wealthy guy in New York City, Jim, with no criminal record. Not hard to imagine why this city would give him a fucking concealed carry. Like a pretty simple thing. Like there's no background or anything to get him for. And this was
Oh,
not
yeah.
2024 stuff. This is early 2000s or whatever, right?
I
guess
remember back when the LawTube stuff was real big, and Nate the lawyer was going through all that rigmarole to try to get his concealed carry permit as an ex-police officer and a lawyer, and he was having a hard time getting it because everybody in his building had to approve of him having a fucking pistol.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
His neighbors had to approve it?
Yep. Everybody in his household and everybody in the building. Yeah.
This is why all these laws are getting bashed, Jim. Like that's why the Supreme Court's saying, "Fuck this, man."
Look, we may have to marry our cousins in Alabama, but I can carry a pistol anywhere I want, in any way that I want.
Ooh, that's a good one. My theory: there are too many inner factions within the rulers that think different, lib or conserve. Kind of like competing vampire clubs. Who's more elite?
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, but those guys don't control anything. Whoever gives them the money controls everything, right? Or whoever the special interest groups are that are coming in and donating to their fundraisers and all that shit. Once they get elected, they go, "Hey."
Yeah, but they're the face of selling the bullshit. Like,
Yeah. They're the face.
They're the face. So
they're
you
the
gotta
used
have-
car
yeah,
salesman, not the owner of the.
right. You got to have the guy selling the bullshit to get more people.
Yeah, I want to talk to the guy that owns the car lot. Show me that guy.
Yeah, right. Who's in Florida chilling out, right? He don't know what he just like, I got a car lot in Peru, Illinois.
Yeah, I want to know
and,
that guy because he's the one making all the rules for the face to go out there and fuck you on that Toyota Camry that you just bought.
Right. But it is true though, like conservative or liberal, they're two sides of the same coin.
Look at that Arkansas boy. Chris, I didn't. You did. Take that. I'm not going to put up with it.
Aaron Emholt is 4 things: a liar, a rat, a moron, and a semen demon. That's right. He ate Nick Rekieta's semen. He sloppily chowed down. He sloppily lapped up Nick Rekieta's semen.
Okay.
Really, I could just stop the video there.
Dude, he sounds so much like the mouth of the South. It's not fucking funny.
Yeah.
There are things money cannot buy, says Lord Pepsi. Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
But there's plenty that money can buy for sure. Like Ethan Ralph is a delight.
Yeah, he needs to be protected. I agree.
He's eaten the semen of another man.
Oh.
And he admits that. So we could stop there, but we're going to continue. It's well known he's a rat. He's ratted on, 3 or 4 different occasions. That's part of the public record as well. He's also a moron because he keeps saying I overpaid on the fine and the max fine was $250. Well, dumbass, why don't you just read the fucking statute? Because it says right there that the max fine is $1,000. I got fined $500 plus costs, which is $589.
What did he get fined for, Jim?
For streaming the hearing, which he shouldn't. I think he should have fought it. He should have hired a lawyer and fought it. But he probably just figured, fuck it, I'll just pay the money. Because now, but the problem is that he can't stream anything else from any of the stuff.
Oh, from any of the courts?
Well, from any of the stuff in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Okay.
So what did he stream? Like he was. What?
I think it was Aaron's. I think it was Aaron's hearing.
Oh, Aaron had a hearing lately.
Yeah. He illegally streamed Aaron's hearing, but it was streaming. All he did was restream it and talk over it. So I don't get it. I think they overstepped. I think he should have got.
Oh, he was just restreaming their feed.
Yeah, but they said because it made a copy of it when he restreamed it, so it made an illegal copy. So, yeah, I don't get it. You know,
what? YouTube didn't take it down, right? Rumble?
No.
What?
It's the government, yes, but the government cannot restrict your fucking speech, crazy cat. That's what the First Amendment says.
Yeah.
If he went, it's not the same thing. Like if he would have went in there with a camera and tried to videotape it, then I could see him getting charged with this, but not when they put it on the internet.
And he just restreamed their stream and commented over it.
It's not retarded. That's the Constitution, crazy cat. Sorry.
Prosecutor, other than I accept the deal. I found it reasonable. That's fine. They suspended a sentence. Okay, that's fine with me, and we'll move on. And I was happy with it. The prosecutor was happy with it. The judge was fine with it. As far as I know, happy with it. Who knows? That's the only contact I've ever had with the Stearns County prosecution. I've never talked to the police at all. And I didn't talk to the prosecutor. They just sent me an offer and I said, sounds good. I accept. And I sent back my signed plea, whatever the fuck, plea petition, whatever they call it. And that was that. I've never told them anything about Rekieta. Rekieta has never told me to do anything. And Emholt also claims that they have my DMs with Rekieta. Well, okay. I don't care if they do because there's nothing illegal in there. There's nothing illegal in any text. We've only had like 2 texts. So again, he keeps spouting out these nonsense conspiracy theories. Maybe male semen has went to his brain. Now, I wouldn't know what that could do to you mentally, but perhaps it has rotted anything that he had upstairs because he keeps embarrassing himself and he keeps spouting off nonsense. And so much so that I felt the need to respond. Maybe he needs another dose. I don't know. Maybe that's subconsciously he's trying to get more Rekieta semen.
Okay. Crazy Cat.
Okay, so
Hold on a second. Crazy Cat. There's a difference between a government, a fucking a court case, a court hearing, which are all supposed to be public. All
yes,
right.
they're public hearings.
And then you decide to broadcast it on the internet.
For
that
free.
Judge has no right to say anyone else can't do whatever the fuck they want with that, like to talk about it. So basically what you're saying is a judge could basically charge every person in LawTube with contempt of court for restreaming the stuff, watching it, and talking about it, because that's what Ethan did.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
That's completely different than revenge porn. The government cannot restrict your speech about the government. Talking about a court hearing is your speech about the government.
That the government let go out to the public to review. So why would the government be afraid of another voice showing what they're already showing to the public? It doesn't make sense, right, Jim? Like,
it's not constitutional.
Yeah.
There was actually another case, I'm pretty sure there was another judge who tried to do it to someone else with a different hearing, if I remember correctly, and it got smashed down.
Could you imagine, like, if the judge went after LawTube for the whole Rittenhouse trial? Like,
there's no such thing as an individual's private hearing, Crazy Cat.
There is no such thing as that.
No such thing as that.
I don't know what country you're from, Crazy Cat, but clearly you're not from the United States.
No, yeah, all court trials are open.
That courtroom's not empty when you go in for the fucking and see the judge. There's plenty of people sitting there. Yes,
you can go watch any court trial
if you can get a seat,
even federal court. You can go in there and sit down and listen to. I've done it before.
Yeah, we had to do it for a field trip one time in high school. Like, yeah. You just had to go sit in a fucking courtroom for an hour and then leave.
Just because of that, Crazy Cat, now you have to watch this.
Why are we getting?
I don't care about.
Whoa!
The
Jesus
disaster
Christ!
cycle of Earth and the solar system.
No.
We both are two of the more critical points from the cosmic disaster film.
Jim,
so let's get right to them.
Remove his wrench.
First was the
Cat.
No more of him.
Only federal trials, Cat.
Oh my God, Crazy Cat. The fucking cameras were allowed there and it was streamed on the fucking internet.
Yeah.
Don't have to get so angry, guys. Like, federal courts don't televise. State courts do.
Well, they should, though.
If the judge lets them. But I personally think all courts should be televised, federal or state, because we need to know what the fuck our government is up to when they're convicting people on some trumped up bullshit charges.
He's not, Crazy Cat.
The judge allowed cameras in there, allowed it on the internet, and then tried to say, no, you can't watch this and talk about it. What? That's against the Constitution.
Yeah, and I don't know why Ethan Ralph would have took that deal either. Like, what? Dude, you didn't do anything illegal. Doesn't make sense.
Why do you think they allow the cameras in the courtroom? Because newspapers and other people, media have sued and said, no, we want this. We want to see this. This is a public interest.
Yeah.
So they have to, because they get sued, and it's like, well, okay, what are you going to do? I mean,
can I ask you a question completely off topic? Is Emholtz meeting his goal anymore on his daily streams, Jim? Like,
we can find out.
Like, is he actually meeting that goal?
I don't know.
Yeah, the Feds should though, Chris. The Feds should fucking.
Well, see, that's the thing. The Supreme Court allows audio only.
Yeah.
Of the hearings, and that's broadcast and stuff. You could download, talk about it. Like, I think at a minimum, all federal courts should have audio.
Minimum.
At a minimum.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything should be streamed. Everything should be streamed. There should be cameras everywhere in everything that the government does. Everywhere. There should be cameras at every police
Not about
station.
us, guys. They're looking at us every fucking day.
There should
There's
be
a
cameras
camera
in
on
every police
corner.
station and every cop car for us to see at any time. You should be like, what's that cop
Yeah,
doing?
those
Be able
cops
to see
should
what's
be able to
going on.
turn those fucking cameras on and off just at willy nilly.
There should be cameras in every courthouse, cop car, at City Hall. Should be cameras everywhere in every fucking classroom so you can see what
No,
they're
there
doing.
shouldn't, dude.
Oh yeah, there should be cameras in every classroom. See what the teachers
Not
are
saying
doing.
I don't need to live in 1984. I don't.
No, it's
need
not
this.
just the government. Everywhere the government.
Yeah, if it's
is.
not if we shut down the
Oh, if it's on
Department
the
of
government
Education,
personnel, yes.
yeah,
Uh,
Crazy Cat, you can say he sounds off about this, but he's not.
No, he's not.
100% correct.
Yeah. State and local courtrooms have the ability to put any trial they want on.
How do you think all these court cases show up on the internet all the time? How do you think these judges who
And
are
they
like,
have to actually ask the judge for permission to do it. Like, that's the crazy part too, Jim. Like, it's not just a given. Like, these fucking
Chris,
people-
no, Chris.
No, not in the bathrooms.
No,
But,
Chris.
no, I'm serious
Don't
though.
do
Think
it.
about it. The government can put cameras outside anywhere they want. They put
Yeah,
them on
they
fucking
do.
lamp poles. They put them on street lights. They put them everywhere to watch
They put
us.
on
Why the
fucking-
fuck aren't we watching them?
I agree with that. I think, like, I do think that classrooms should have cameras on the teachers that I can stream anytime when my kids are in that class.
And actually, I think if you want to be a school teacher, you should be forced to wear a shock collar. And at any time, a parent can hit a button and shock your ass.
Oh, that'd be
What did you say?
awesome.
It's not a bad idea.
Fucking teacher shock collar should be great. Well, Kevin, they haven't tracked that guy, the guy that done the United Healthcare CEO.
Yeah, that guy's gone.
Yeah, that guy's
It-
just, and the guy they're showing the picture of, that's not
It's not
him.
the same guy. Yeah, I think that guy actually had on, because you notice there's a picture where he looks much bigger.
Yeah,
I think he had like a fake, like
a bodysuit or something.
a bodysuit and a mask
Yeah.
and everything, and he used a well rod 11B to shoot the guy. Yeah, I think it was a complete hit carried out.
They have
by-
a city bike recorded that they said that he got on, and
but now
took
they're
off.
saying it wasn't the city
And it
bike;
wa-
it was a different bike.
Yeah, but New York didn't do that. That was a fucking computer hacker guy.
Yeah, but we know that because if we saw that movie 2000 Mules, none of that stuff's you can't do that. Someone else can't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
They have all the lead up pics on today's news.
Yeah, but it's a different guy. It's a different jacket. It's a different fucking
Yeah, it's not the
backpack.
same
It's all
dude.
it's a wrong
The
dude.
guy that they keep
Same.
showing is not the same dude. You think that fucking dude? So they're also saying that guy took his mask down because an employee at the airport or wherever he was
No,
flirted
I
with him.
think I think
You
the
think
fucking
that dude
CEO
is fucking
of
stupid
Hercules
enough?
trying to cover up what they're trying to do to the hero Daniel Penny.
Okay.
They're trying to fucking. Never mind. I don't want to get into it.
No, like I get where you're going with it. I just, and I agree. But what I was going to say was, you think that guy just murdered a CEO and he's stupid enough to be flirted with at an airport counter, and he goes, and she tells him to take the mask down so she can see his face, and he's going to take the mask down? Bullshit. That's a bullshit story. They're about to fucking frame an innocent man. So if you guys want to believe that, all right.
Wearing a COVID mask?
He's wearing like a sort of like a balaclava sort of thing, like a what the type of mask that you like a neck warmer that you can pull up over your face.
In the fucking airport?
Yeah.
That's fucking wild. Like,
In New York, it's cold as fuck.
no, but you're inside the airport. Like, you're
Yeah,
in the
but
airport.
also you can do the COVID thing now too.
I get it.
I
Like,
saw a lady today wearing a mask So
No, I know. It's just like I think the guy gunned down in front of his daughter was a way worse story, but we're supposed to be invested in the CEO.
oh yeah, I don't care about the CEO personally. I just don't want I don't want an innocent guy to be fucking framed for it.
Yeah.
Imagine if somebody that looked like me or Dave or Jim, just favored, right? Same hair color, similar height, murked somebody, and then we go to an airport counter and they take our picture and they go, well, that was you. This dude's worth billions of fucking dollars. They're going to put somebody in jail just to make people shut up.
The Bible, Deuteronomy, you went to
Deuteronomy,
multiple different books in the Bible, right? And you said, what I'm noticing here is, God killed 3 million, but the devil, I don't hear anything about the devil. What did you mean by that?
That's right, Kat.
What I'm saying is we have to understand that a lot of the orders for death,
God
including Sodom and
almighty.
Gomorrah, are being created or being ordered by God himself, if it is even a him. I don't believe it's a gender at all. But this is why I'm saying these people...
First
now
of all,
fucking God is
being considered to
First
be
of
God.
all,
He's
there's no
non-binary.
fucking such thing as gender, motherfuckers. That's a 2012 fucking made up word. There's sex, male or female. Stop saying gender. Stop buying the fucking hype from the media. We don't
That brings
have
back
gender.
memories. That was
Huh?
the first thing you ever yelled at me about.
Who?
Me. That was the first thing when I came on your show you ever yelled at
Fucking
me about was using the phrase gender.
gender's not a thing. It's not a fucking thing.
I know.
You're a male or a
Brings back
female.
memories, man.
Everything
times.
else is made up bullshit. All right? Transgender
Gingers have no
people-
soul.
That's
Trans people need psychological help. They don't need to be supported.
Jim.
Sorry. Transgender people are fucking lunatics. Ugh, go ahead.
Bible, I don't think is an actual creator of the universe. I think we're mistaking the creator of the universe for a person, for people, different people that exist within that text that have been masquerading as gods, according to the ancient tablets. They came here, they engaged mankind.
Oh,
If you
he's
read
right,
the
all
book
the
of
tablets, I
Enoch,
forgot.
you discover like the angel Azazel comes down. He comes from the sky down to earth. He teaches, the first thing he teaches us is how to make weapons. Let me show you how to smelt this steel and make this sword that can cut through anything. Let me show you how to make a breastplate. Let me show you how to make a shield so that you can repel a blade and all these kind of things. And then he even goes out and helps humans kill people. So these are not what they call quote unquote angels. In my opinion, these are what people call aliens or advanced. I call them advanced beings because we look a lot like them and they look a lot like us. There is some distinction. They were distinguishable from humans, but they look just like humans in the biblical text. In the Bible, in some texts, they call them the Anak, A-N-A-K, the Anunnaki, the Anak. They say we were grasshoppers in their eyesight. They were big people.
The Anunnaki.
And these people came from heaven to earth.
How did we
and
get
the
here?
Naturu in ancient Egypt, they say the Naturu came down from heaven to earth and turned mud into a kingdom. In the Aboriginal culture, the Aboriginal elder. I've been on walkabouts in the outback. The Aboriginal elders verbal handed down history for thousands of years.
I got to tell you, Jim.
We were seated on this planet by the Pleiadians. They brought us here.
With all the reading he's done, how's he been on all these fucking tours as well? Like, what's he, 40 years old? Like, I have no idea how old this guy is.
I don't know. I want to pull up the actual full interview because I watched it, and he tells his life story about his mom and dad and stuff, and how he just got like, it's insane. Like how he was living, and he went and sold all his toys so he could buy ice cream, and then he was standing in the window and told his mom, "I don't belong here," and then it's crazy.
I mean, he's read every tablet at the fucking the storage at UCLA, right, or Stanford, right? Like he's been there and read all these tablets, which nobody has a time for that. And he's doing walkabouts and shit and whatever.
I do a walkabout every day. I walk about here. I walk about there.
Yeah, but he's walking with the Aborigines. Okay.
You know what you do with a walkabout? You use it to make fried rice.
You grill some shrimp on the Barbie. That's what you do at a walkabout.
No, you use a wok to fried rice. It's what it's about. Make fried rice.
I I love me some fried rice.
First people
God
here.
damn.
You go to the Hopi tribe, the Lakota tribe,
You like
our
fried
Star
rice
Brothers seated us on this
simulators?
planet. I mean,
Oh fuck yeah!
we keep slapping our
un-American
ancient
if you
ancestors
don't.
in the face,
I like the
doubting
house.
their wisdom and
I like the
doubting
house
their understanding
combo,
of
little
what really
shrimp,
happened,
little pork.
doubting their
I
drawings that
normally
they
just
left behind
do
and their text they
pork
left
fried
behind
rice.
by coming
You
up
like
with their
pork?
own modern day
Yeah.
mainstream idea of what we think happened when they left the proof and the evidence right for us.
So, in your rights, you think Jesus was an alien?
I think Jesus was half human, half alien, and I'll tell you why. When you look at the Apocrypha text, you discover, first of all, in the regular Bible, you discover he's born of a virgin birth, right? But then in the Apocrypha text, you discover that his grandmother was also born of a virgin birth. So it seems like this establishment of a bloodline there specifically. When you read the Emerald
Yeah,
Tablets
it's
of Thoth, you
literally
discover that he talks
literally
about
written
he
out in the
developed
Bible.
the
The
ability
whole Old
to
Testament
incarnate
is
at
the
will
bloodline.
on and in any plane that he desires.
The entire thing.
That's pretty
That's
powerful
all it
stuff.
is
He's saying he can
your
come back however
lineage
he
to
wants and when he
Jesus.
wants and in any,
Right.
any dimension that he wants. He even talks about having rejuvenation chambers, which is what I believe the Serapeum is located in Saqqara in Egypt, is one of his rejuvenation chambers, where they would actually create bodies and put bodies in these gigantic megaton stone boxes made of granite and diorite, which are still radioactive, by the way. You can take your Geiger counter, they're still radioactive. They have an energy source coming out of them. And then he said that I would transfer my consciousness from one body to the next. He would leave another body in there rejuvenating for 100 years, and he'd come back and get it, and he'd do that over and
It's exactly you remember there was that documentary called X-Men Apocalypse or whatever.
Yeah. That documentary.
Yes.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. It was a great one. Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna live in infamy, dude. It was so good that Disney had to go back to the Fox version of X-Men to make fucking Disney relevant again. I mean, that's how good it was. Oh my god. Ugh.
and over
I
again.
love him,
and
dude.
by
I
that
love
method, he
him,
lived
but
through
he's full of
eons.
shit.
Pretty interesting. So I think maybe they decided to come back through a womb.
Got it. What's your level of certainty on that?
My level of certainty,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, man. I feel pretty confident in it. You know, and the reason why is because I've just done the work. I've read so much information, and I've been able to put together so many dots. And I think that the average person is saying, "Wow, sounds outrageous," because this is what I was taught in school, and all they have is the level of what their parents told them and what the school told them. And the school, we know, robs your identity and it robs your creativity and robs your consciousness. It puts you into a prison mindset. You just become an NPC. And what your parents are giving you is handed down,
Ooh, that was
you know,
direct
stuff from generations
me,
ago.
dude.
That a
Son
lot of
of
the
a
times
bitch.
really is just
This
old tradition
motherfucker, who the
that
fuck
really
you
has nothing to
think
do
he
with real
is?
science. Real
Pause it, Jim. Pause
This
it.
uppity motherfucker.
Did he read Godlike too? And guy who likes you says, why is he using non-canon religious text? Who knows?
Who decided what was
Hold on,
canon?
yeah, that exactly. And the apocryphal texts need to be read too, because they were the canon books were decided by just a bunch of dudes sitting around going, "Yeah, that
How do
works
we
for us
know?
right now."
Listen, how do we know that? How do we know that what happened wasn't just a retcon?
Yeah.
You know, and 700, 800 AD, someone retconned the actual Bible.
Well, Storm, I commend PBB or PBD for being open-minded enough for this. Yeah, it's a good guest, and he just sits there and asks a question and lets him talk. Like, that's a great host. Like, so how certain are you of this? He's like, well, I'm pretty sure, pretty sure, but no actual 90%, 80%, whatever the number is. I'm just pretty sure that my retcon of the Bible and the New Testament and the Old Testament.
Well, I'm pretty sure Biden has dementia.
I'm pretty sure that Hitler killed a lot of bankers, but I don't know for sure.
Well, I mean, a lot of people.
Let's talk about that.
Well, a lot of people think that the
Okay,
council.
let's go there, Jim.
Okay, all right. A lot of people think that the Council of Nicaea decided the canon of the Bible, but it was Pope Damasus the first, I believe, and it was 300 and something years after Jesus died, right? But yet we found all the Dead Sea Scrolls with all the books
In the 40s, yeah.
yeah, that were not included in it, right? And so those books also need to be read and thumb through and figured out. You should if you want to be a Christian, if you want to know what's going on in this world, if you want to know where all this stuff came from, what's going on, you should probably read all of them, canon and non-canon.
Yeah, you should really look into the whole church in Ethiopia.
Oh,
That's true. Yeah.
That's protecting the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I've seen that documentary.
The guys that go blind because of whatever
Dude, they
powers
die.
or whatever.
That, like they when they get the call, you're going to protect the Ark. They're never leaving. They're dead. Like this is your death call, dude. You're here to protect it, and you will die.
Well, I don't think they're eating the Ethiopian Bible because they're so skinny. But
no, but they can never leave. Like this is your final post to protect the Ark. It's pretty damn cool. Yeah. No one is reading the Ethiopian Bible. There's not an Ethiopian
Everyone
Bible.
should read the Book of Enoch.
Yeah, there's an Ethiopian Bible.
There's the Enoch, right?
Well, no, there's if I'm correct, I think there is an Ethiopian Bible that has some of the apocryphal text. Yeah, some of the books.
But they're bankers, right?
Yeah, well, they're a tribe of bankers that separated.
They're like the original bankers, right? Like
From everything I've ever read. Yeah, they're like the oldest ones. They're the only ones on the face of the earth right now that can trace their lineage back to the original before the diaspora of 70
Dude,
AD.
I a whole fucking documentary about a banker tribe that was actually in South Africa, and this guy did all the work to track these fuckers down, man. And they finally came to the tribe that were considered to be originally from Jerusalem, and they did all after he found the tribe. They did all of the work. They did the DNA stuff, and they were like, God damn, another tribe from Africa that are.
They did NDAs on them and told them they couldn't talk about it.
Well, only after Bloodruth comes out, then they're free to talk. But until then, they did DNA, at least to prove that they were able to talk about it for real after Bloodruth comes out. Yeah, they're the original bankers that the new bankers are trying to sterilize.
Yeah, no, they really are. They're the only ones that can trace their lineage back to before the diaspora. So it's awfully weird. I'm just saying.
Very weird.
Weird. I love it.
Oh, fucking! I can't. You know who she is, right?
Yeah,
she's 10 years. She's 10 years younger than fucking AOC. That's all she is, right?
Oh yeah,
it's her. She's AOC. She's AOC's little sister.
That's
she
why
looks
she
like
looks
her.
good in a bathing suit.
Shut up, dude.
I saw a picture of her. I saw a picture of her in a bathing suit, and I was like, "Wow, man. Okay, I see why all the producers like her then."
Well, Harvey Weinstein doesn't work there anymore, so they're all women.
Those guys are still around, though, Dave. Let's be honest with ourselves. The ones that didn't get caught up, they're still there.
I say let Harvey go.
Yeah, me too. Let him go. Let's get the good movies back. Let's make these actresses
some
pay
action
for these
movies. Let's get back to seeing like what's that?
More
Vegas
shit like Dogma. Come on now.
Let's go. Let's get this party going.
All right, let's play.
Real knowledge, real investigation. My research and investigation is second to none. I'll stand by my research and investigation against anyone because, like I said, I've gone out there. I put the time and I put the effort in. Am I 100% correct on everything? Probably not, because nobody is. We're human beings. But at the same time, my work is pretty strong. My ability to put together circumstantial evidence is very strong. And in America, if you have enough circumstantial evidence, you can convict somebody of a crime. Take that same mindset and put it out into the field of archaeology, ancient civilizations, quantum physics, science, and anything else. You could begin to build circumstantial evidence. And if you could put enough things together that begin to make sense, people just can't see them because they're so spread out. A lot of the stuff I research is on different timelines. So you might take something from 6,000 BC and find something in 1108.
Wait,
look at him. He is zoned out.
What's his name?
Pat Beck David.
But he just said they're on different timelines. There's only one timeline, unless you're talking about a multiverse.
No, Jim, it's a multiversal causation, bro. Come on now, you know this. You watched X-Men.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that wasn't that. No, well, that was no.
His name's Pat Bake David.
No.
Patrick Bet David.
Beck David.
Bet David.
Beck David.
Bet B-E-T. Bet
Oh,
David. Like
Bet.
you know, it's actually he's not Jewish, even though his name sounds really Jewish.
Patrick.
Pat Bet David.
Patrick Bet David.
I've never. Okay, so I've never watched his show. Is he a good watch or listen?
Oh
when you're
yeah, he's
driving
really
down the
good.
road?
Some of them,
Okay, he's
yeah.
really good.
I would say about 80% of them are pretty good.
Yeah,
Joe
he's really
Rogan good?
No.
He's
Some
right-
of them
he's
are
close to
Joe Rogan
Rogan.
level. Some of them are Joe Rogan level, but most of them are pretty good watch.
If he doesn't really, he just basically lets people talk and he doesn't like how Rogan will sometimes say what and has Jamie check things. He doesn't ever have anybody check anything. He
Look
just
that
kind
up,
of rolls with it.
Jamie, check that right quick.
ED that connect together. But because people only specialize in 6,000 BC, they never get to 1100. That's another specialist. So, I'm a person that collects all the data.
Who have you debated?
Whoever
On
did
any-
debate,
have you ever had like a public debate with anybody? Like it's on YouTube, we can see, or no?
haven't had a public debate. There's only one person that wanted to debate me.
Holy
but he only
hell.
wanted to debate me so that he can clout chase. This guy wanted to clout chase me. He's trying to come up.
Is he a big name or no?
Well, he's not a big name. He's trying to become big, but I looked him up first. I researched him before I disagreed to do it, and found out that he had did some things like he had a sexual abuse on a 19-year-old minor. And I'm like, why would I make a guy like this famous?
Who is this guy? Is it
But a
is it
19-year-old's
another
not a
YouTuber
minor.
or-
Yeah, I won't give his name because
Okay.
yeah.
Is he the one that I think I
That's
may
a
know? Who you're
cope.
does he have a YouTube channel with like 3 million subscribers or something, or no?
Oh no, he's in like 100-something thousand.
Okay, I got you. Okay, all right.
Who
I'm
is
sure if
this
he
guy?
sees this,
What's he
he'll know
talking
who
about
it
here?
is.
I don't
and
know,
he'll
but a
react to it.
19-year-old's
You're
not
open
a
to debating
minor.
anybody.
I'm open. Yeah.
Jim, what's he
So if we
talking
set up
about?
anything with anyone else that's maybe expert,
Some guy that he's having some kind of problems with. I don't know.
Saying he's full of shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he won't debate him because he had sex with a 19-year-old. Come on, dude. That's
What?
Yeah, it
what he
did make a lot
said.
of sense.
I'm not saying like, hey, you should be banging 19-year-olds if you're in your 40s, but it's legal.
Yeah. Like, what?
Julio, I thought you went to bed. You heard 19-year-old minor and you popped back in the chat.
He heard us.
You know who was a 19-year-old minor? Raylan Gibbons was a 19-year-old minor. Him and Boyd Crowder, they were 19 in the mines. And then Boyd say,
Save it for Friday.
we used to mine college.
But you won't be here, bitch, because
I'll be on later.
you're going to be on Jasker's show or Jasker's show.
I'll be on later. I'm gonna watch the episodes.
Jasker says on the stream last night, Jim, hey man, what time you want to come on Friday? And
I thought he was gonna say 7.
Cynic goes, hey, from like 3 o'clock on, I'm good. And Jessica goes, well, I'm good like from 7 to whenever. And he goes, how about 8?
Yeah, I was like, fuck, man. Can we? Because if we done it at 7,
not Hollywood, but Stimulated says, yeah, it sounds good to me. I'm like, fucking fuck Justified.
Yeah, I completely forgot about it. I really did.
There you go.
Nah, I've been here. Why would I go to his birthday stream? I'm not gonna go celebrate some dude's birthday on a stream. Weird.
Jasper had a birthday stream?
Yeah, he sent me the link, but I came here for your That's the Dave I know. That's the other Dave I know.
Coming for you. Love it, Jim. Love it. Why does a black guy look familiar? 30th Thursday will Supreme Court side with trans kids?
Better not. Better side with
adults,
common sense, and not
adults?
letting people castrate and mutilate children. Otherwise, this country's beyond fucked. If they say, well, the kind, it's no. When if they say that it's protected constitutionally to do that, to chop a fucking kid's genitalias off, then I think the country's probably
We're done.
done.
We are now Rome.
Thanks,
Rome.
Kevin.
That's what ended Rome, dude. It did. Like, it's over. I'm just saying, like, the deviancy that got into Rome after being around for so many years.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. Dude, like, I don't even know the case that's going on with this Supreme Court with what trans kids. Who's fighting this
Tennessee
battle?
Tennessee passed. Well, the ACLU lawyers said that 2-year-olds can be trans. So
that sounds logical.
Tennessee passed a law saying that you can't use any of these medications for gender transitioning. No puberty blockers, none of this shit.
So they're 18.
So these people came over like, oh no, but see, there's no harm from puberty blockers. They don't do anything. They're just pausing. It's just pausing. It's like, no, it's not true. That's not what happens. Why is the medication they're using the same medication they used on a guy? I don't know if you guys know, there was this guy named Alan Turing who built these thing called the bronze goddesses that were the first computers that break the Enigma code that the Germans had during World War II. And he happened to have been a gay man.
Yep.
And at the time, it was illegal to be gay in Britain. It was a crime.
And America.
And in Britain, they sterilized you, basically. They gave you medication to make you not want to have sex. And it was basically sterilizing you. Yeah. So, and that's the same medication that they're using now to, for puberty blockers. So, whatever.
But it doesn't work, right, Jim? Like,
oh, it works. It's sterilizing them.
I'm just saying, like, they're trying to act like it's not a thing. And this is in front of the Supreme Court right now, huh?
Their arguments were there. I think the Supreme Court's going to say, more than likely, they're going to say that this is not, this is a changing medical thing, and we're not going to weigh in on this. It's up to the states to decide, and the democratic process needs to play out, and we're not going to make this a constitutionally protected thing.
Dude, how could they? Like, how could they do that? Like,
yeah,
I don't get it. Like, first of all, if your kid is 7 years old and your parents say this is okay, maybe you should arrest the parents for being shitty parents. Like, sorry. Like, dude, don't listen to your 7-year-old. They're fucking dummies. They're dumb. They're dumb. Kids are dumb as fuck.
Most people are dumb as fuck.
Yes. Well, kids, for sure.
Well, if most people are dumb as fuck, then definitely kids are dumb as fuck.
It used to take 5 years for people to get approval of after psychiatric care to even start to want to transition. Like, they had to see a shrink for 5 years in this country. Now it's like, oh, you're having a bad day? Here's some blockers. What? And you don't have to tell your mommy and daddy. Okay. A little saltpeter never hurt anybody at camp. Okay.
Throw some dirt on it. It'll be all right. Grow up, kid.
All right. You got rid of Billy?
Jimothy?
Went to the Y files.
He shushed you.
He
I love the
was
Y
the person
files,
to find the legendary source of the Nile River. Now, this might sound like a mundane task, but for hundreds of years, the race to find the source of the Nile was as gripping as the race to put a man on the moon.
Well, nobody won that race.
What now?
Nobody went to the moon. The whole thing was faked.
I'm just saying the race to find the source of the Nile was a big deal.
Then just say
Is my
that.
video
Don't
fucked
give
up
me
or
some
is it Jim?
cockamamie nonsense about the race to the moon. That never happened.
I was just making a comparison.
Well,
Is it
you made
Jim?
it poorly.
It's Jib.
Okay.
He's buffering.
Me?
Yeah, you're like, it's
You're lagging,
slow mo.
buffering,
Yeah.
something like that. The video's buckety.
That's weird.
You just got that new Tesla internet or whatever.
Hold on. I can
Usenet
switch.
X or
It's
Sky Plus.
no, it's
Um,
Starlink.
Starlink. Let's see.
Frigid Air or whatever
Well,
it
this
is.
says I got 700, 800, 900.
Well, tell that to the buffering.
Buffering ain't listening to the numbers.
Yeah, it's not paying attention to your numbers. It's saying fuck your numbers.
I don't know. Might be Dave.
No, I asked the question and
I don't
said
know.
it
I got
was-
60 upload and 900 download, so I don't know what's going on.
That's pretty slow. Get
Okay.
better internet. 60 gigs. That's all you got.
Yeah, 60 terabytes.
60 terabytes.
60 teraflops. I'm sorry, teraflops.
There you go. Need to get that gigawop internet. That's what Julio has.
I got 7G where I live, so
I don't know what I have right now. I got a bunch of shit going on.
Unless it's my computer.
Could be. All them.
12%, 10% of my GPU. So
Clear
That's
your
nothing.
cache.
cash.
no, dude, Crazy Cat. I'm leaving real quick. I have to get up and go train for fucking 6 hours tomorrow.
Well, we could always stop now. I mean,
Yeah, I've got to go myself.
sounds
Yeah,
good.
it's been
There you
two-
go, Crazy Cat. Go to bed.
Killed the stream, cat.